Hey, what's up, everybody? Mogion Monster here, along with Stevie B.
Hey,
Welcome to Why the Fascination, or WTF. Hope everybody's doing well. Great to see everybody.
it is.
Everybody
Indeed.
here so early.
Right?
Love it.
I started saying hi in chat and then
Yeah, I got like shit. I got stuff to do. There's so many people
distracted
here.
and now I just lost chat.
Sharon guy, how are you? Good to see you. G'day, Mark. Good to see you. Christy's here. I know Harold's here. Welcome. What else did I see? Northwoods. How's it going, man? WTF, Mike? What's going on, dude?
Oh Lord.
Oh no, it's gonna be a good night.
What's up, Mike?
Mark, they're biting sporadically. No,
Not for me.
she doesn't cut shit.
They were
Yesterday,
biting.
yesterday we went
didn't
out. I
catch
got one bass. It was small, but it was a bass. I try to I'll discount fishes. I'm like, man, that one didn't count. Oh, it's a fish.
It's a fish. It counts. Especially when you ain't catching shit. That's been me. I haven't caught anything.
But in the past couple of weeks, the ones that did bite were quality fish. They were, they've been decent fish.
Yeah, I'm still.
And I don't keep them. I release them.
Sandra Piper, good to see you, hon. Sharon Guy, how are you?
Well, and Sharon, she was the first one in the door tonight.
I haven't gotten back that far yet.
Bobby Ounce,
Miss Sharon, good morning.
how are you? MPW, what's up? Good to see you.
Christy, Harold.
Yeah.
Should just say family.
So we'll see how it goes. But if you guys remember the other night, some people were spouting off in chat how they were going to come on tonight.
Right.
I see one of them here, and I know he's ready to rock and roll. Okay.
Hello.
We're gonna see if Mr. Haywood pops in.
Breeze, good to see you.
Hey, Breeze.
Breeze says, hey, from Blue Ridge Mountains in Georgia. Good to see you, Mogs and Steve B and everyone. That's cool. I hope you're enjoying it up there. I love it up there. North Georgia Mountains.
Yeah, what is it? LJ?
LJ.
Close. Billy Bass, the talking bass, doesn't count as catching anything. Damn it. Take that one off the scoreboard.
No, it's not for the lack of trying, but I haven't caught shit. I got a couple bites yesterday, and I
when
couldn't
we're only
hook 'em.
fishing
I couldn't
right
land them.
in our backyard, so it's not like we're going all over the place.
Well,
we'll do like yesterday. We went out on a boat, and yeah, it was just there was nothing biting.
I got a couple bites.
One
couldn't land it,
and we fished a bunch of different spots. But yeah, just
the day didn't suck.
no, our little son. So did you?
Even though, yeah, I noticed on my forehead, especially my head.
But yeah, it was just we tried fishing under bridges. We tried any shade
everywhere.
I don't know, because you hear about the day or two before the full moon, and guess what? Tonight's the full moon, so
maybe it's
go check it out.
Have
your phone, go bring it with you, and go check it out. It's pretty cool. It's big.
I didn't make it outside.
Harvest super moon, something like that.
There's supposed to be eclipse too.
Yes, partial. What time is that? That's we might just.
Did we miss it?
I don't know.
You have to look now.
There's partial eclipse tonight. There was we watched this show called Dark Winds, and it takes place in like 1971 out in, was there in the Dakotas?
The Monument
Monument Valley.
Valley. Yeah.
Oh no, they're in Arizona. That's
Yeah,
right.
that's right.
Cayenta.
That's right.
Monument Valley out that way. And it takes place on the reservation, but the res cops and shit they deal with. It's a great storyline. It's really that's the reason why I brought this up. That completely just slipped my mind.
Well, no, the eclipse and
Oh yes,
and
so yes. Part of the storyline was they were having a solar eclipse, and during the eclipse, everybody had to be inside and doing something. Like it wasn't a time for working, or it was just to be reverent. And I thought it really cool, that they did it. I wanted like to learn more about why.
yeah,
They don't explain it; they just go through the process of it. It was pretty interesting, and it was just for the time of the eclipse. The radio was like, "Yeah, the eclipse will start at 1:23, and it will be over by 3:36, and life can go back to normal."
They don't go outside.
Yeah, they don't go outside, and they're supposed to like not read a book and not watch TV and not just chill and meditate or whatever. Be
Be one
aware.
with yourself. Just
no, not
be in the
distracted.
moment.
Yes. Not lost in a book or like that. It was interesting. Feisty Kitty, how are you? Hey, Danny Staten, what's up? Sorry, I didn't say hello earlier. Danny says, yeah, that hurricane bad storm is blowing through South Carolina tonight. Windy and rain. No harvest moon for me. No, it's that storm was so weird.
10:44.
I warned somebody about that storm recently. Said exactly what it was going to do, and that's what it did. And I probably said it here, so you can go back and find it. I'm not bullshit.
Right.
I said it was going to go through. It's going to push off the coast. It was going to reform, come back in, and the Carolinas, because Michael, he lives in the Carolinas, North Carolina. Said heads up, and it came in. That was like, I don't know, last week.
Yeah. Easily. Last week. So basically 10:44 is the peak of the lunar eclipse tonight.
So we might have to take this
And the show outside.
I can pull it up on my. Sure, I can pull it up on my phone. As far as, can I? Yeah. I have to open another StreamYard.
Or just go off of mine.
I did that too. I'm such a dumbass. No shit.
Over here.
So anyway, guys, welcome. I'm glad to see everybody here. We're just babbling away. As usual, I will put the link in chat. So anybody wants to click on the link, come hang out. Let me turn up this light. It's like I can't even see myself, for God's sakes. I don't want to see too much.
No, I see it.
Found it.
It's like right in my eye.
Excuse me.
Thank you. I'm like, I
That
see it. Yes, it did.
Fucking bright. Anywho,
Chris Jarvis said Dark Winds next season will be out in the spring. That's good to know. Thank you. We watched the last episode of season
Hang
2.
on, I got somebody backstage. Someone I'm looking forward to talking to. Hey, man.
Hey, boss, how you doing today?
All right, how you doing?
Not too bad, not too bad.
I got a question for you. I saw one of your videos recently, and you were you were filming something, and you saw something, but I didn't see it.
I know, boss. I know, and that's
mother.
I know the video. I know the video that you're talking about, and there's so much that I'm having a hard problem with because I don't know what footage is mine, what footage isn't mine, and I'm having a hard time. And I understand where you're coming from because I look at it too, and like, what am I supposed to show them? What am I supposed to what is it supposed to be?
But what you're going through at the time, I mean, it's not scripted. You can tell you're friggin'
you're in the moment.
You're seeing something. You're absolutely in the moment.
Correct.
And it comes through. I appreciate that.
I didn't watch it, but I heard it. So I heard your emotion behind it.
Thanks, Stevie. Appreciate that.
I heard the whole thing.
I just I don't know what to say about that. I know that, like, I mean, let's be honest. It's difficult to put out the footage that you want.
Well, sure.
To put out. And it's difficult to have it edited in the way that you want. The only thing that I can say is that it's bad on me because, as you guys know, the last 5 months or 6 months have been like absolutely crazy, and I really don't know. I really don't know what's mine and what isn't mine. And then this is the thing: the guidelines for that, like, and I blame it on myself because I was under the understanding that I still had control of footage, but when it comes down to it, what I get chopped up and given to me to put through my editing people, which is not a big crew. Like, the big crew is not me. The big crew is with somebody else, and it's almost like they're taking it from me, and this is the whole problem that I'm having right now is the fight that, okay, well, we agreed to this, but as you know, I mean, I only did 2 years in community college. Okay, I consider myself a pretty smart guy, but at the end of the day, the language that they're using is it's difficult for me, and I'm learning it. And on this deal, I honestly feel that they took advantage of it. Like, we went right into it, didn't we? Like, right into it. Thanks, Fox. We went right into it, man.
You might not be able to say, but do you know what their intention is for that footage?
I think they're putting something together, or as you know, I did a little shot there out in Canadian Parliament, and I don't know what to think. And it's almost like they're just taking it just to take it, if that makes sense. It doesn't make sense to me, but that's the only thing I can think of, is that they're just taking it, because whether you guys believe the channel, like, I mean, I do a lot of stupid shit on the channel, like, let's be honest, and I do some crazy stuff.
But it's clear that's what it is.
Yeah. You're not trying to bullshit us.
No, I agree. I'm not. Trust me. I don't go to these.
So I think most of us know that. If anybody's checked out your channel, they know that the way you do things, it's pretty funny.
Hey, do you like my new hat?
Hold on, let me pull
I
it
was
up.
gonna say I can't see.
Second Amendment. Right on.
Very
So I
cool.
just thought I'd share that with you. But I understand, like, I don't know, this YouTube thing. I don't know, is it for me? I mean, I was more than happy to do, like, even that trackway that I talked about there a couple videos back, or a couple of times back that I jumped on. Even that trackway is like, I've had so many people approach me about that trackway. It's like, that's just sort of my personal thing. It's not that I'm there. I know they exist. Period. Hands down, they exist. Hands down, they are people. Absolutely 100%.
Hey, Mogs. Hey, Stevie. Hey, Bigfoot King.
Hey,
Hey
Ben.
boss,
How
I just
y'all
want
doing?
to finish talking because I really want to hear what he has to say.
Right.
Oh,
How are
yeah?
you, Pat?
I just I'm just with this YouTube channel and stuff, and the stuff that I've been doing for, God knows how many years at this point. It's just for me. It's not to blow up and have an exciting moment on YouTube or get likes. Like, if you look at my channel and my subscribers, it's not like a gazillion subscribers, and I'm not doing podcasts and I'm not doing all of this kind of stuff. This is just stuff for me. It's not. It's not. I don't even. It makes me question of why I even started the YouTube channel, because yes, I did get money. Okay, hands down, I got money. But what bothers me the most is that it's not cracking up to be the way it is. And I've went as far as, like, I've gotten rid of my business. I've sold up basically everything I've got now as far as business wise, and it's not it's not it's not what I thought it was going to be. Like, even my tech team, which is small, it's like 3 people, right? It's not a big, huge thing. Even they're even frustrated, like, hey Shane, what are we actually doing here? And it's even slowing down even the stuff that I'm putting out, because I don't know how to approach that. Now, I don't know if you guys, I don't know if I put anything out in the last little while about I've entered a new, I've done something to try to subsidize or diversify the channel. I went as far as creating a character. And the character that I'm playing in this is, his name is Hopscotch. And I don't think any of those videos have been released yet, but his name is Hopscotch. And he's actually a Bigfoot, right?
Right on.
And Stevie gave me a channel that I watched. And I think it was like Jeff and Sasquatch, or Jeff and Bigfoot.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you guys gave me that, and I went and looked at the channel. I thought, yeah, that's awesome stuff, because
Great. Yeah.
it's taking the look of the humor. I'm not here for steady, full blown, in the bush, uh, doing that kind of a thing for anybody else but myself. So I thought, like, how can I make this fun for myself again? Because they've hogged me now for just about 2 years, right? Because, as you know from our last videos, or the last times that I came on, I sold my ass for a couple of years and did these trips, because I don't know if it's because I'm close, or because they're just they're mentally incapable of understanding what I'm actually trying to do. I really don't know where the actually, I don't even really know where the money's coming from, to be honest with you. So I look at it like, okay, how can I diversify so it can be my own stuff now? And I've created a character, and his name is Hopscotch. And it comes from a song from Stompin' Tom Connors. I don't know if you, and Stompin' Tom Connors, he's a Canadian singer, and he came out with a song, I think it's called Hopscotch. Sasquatch. Sasquatch Hopscotch, I think, is actually the song. And he's sort of like a writer, and well, I mean, he's passed on now, but great guy. Did lots of good tunes. The hockey tune for NHL is smashing, all of that kind of stuff.
Right.
So I thought, well, I need a new character because what they've hogged from me, and they've basically tied my hands now. But I mean, I look at 2 years, whoop-de-doo. I can do 2 years standing on my head. I really don't care. You gave me the money. I appreciate the money. I'm not going to say no to the money, but the thing is, like, I needed something for myself. So I've done a character that these are going to be released here soon, and his name is Hopscotch, and he is my alternate ego. He steals from me. So if I'm out, he's causing me issues. He's stealing stuff from me and doing funny things with the products that he steals with me. So it's new, it's coming out, and I just don't know how to. It's the only way that I could think of making my channel so I can actually. I'm just actually at the grocery store right now, you guys, and I've seen you guys on. So I thought, well, I'll say hi. And I thought, well, I'll just swing by the grocery store and say hi. But so I'm getting the milk and the eggs and the bread. And I think there's an old thing from Sesame Street, a stick of butter, a container of milk, and a loaf of bread. And that's sort of what I'm doing tonight. But I've been just trying to get rid of my stuff at the shop, at both shops. I haven't decided if I'm going to keep one or not. And this diversification that I'm trying to do with my channel, I'm trying to give myself an identity again, because like, I started this out as the Bigfoot King, and maybe that was a little overblown, to be honest with you. Maybe I shouldn't have went that way, but it's all new to me. And then they came and when I say they, I know the people that have made this purchase from me, and it's almost like it's life sucking from me right now. And money's the money, but I didn't start out like that. And I appreciate you guys, helping me out and doing all of this, just let me being able to talk, because I haven't done a live or anything, and I want to do those. But what scares me the most is that when I go on the live, maybe there's like one person. I don't know. But that's sort of what scares me about the whole live thing. But
Got to start somewhere.
Yeah,
you got to start somewhere, and I just at this point, I thought, okay, diversification. I'm going to throw on a new character. His name is Hopscotch. He is a Sasquatch, right? So I'm kind of hoping that we're going to see what happens with that, Mog Stevie.
I'm looking forward to it. I want to see it.
Congratulations for finding a word that rhymes with Sasquatch.
Well, I can't take full credit for that. That's if you guys want to look it up, if you want to look him up, he's got a lot of great songs, and it's songs of like Canadian folklore and stuff, and it's pretty neat. And his name is Stompin' Tom Connors, and he does some crazy stuff, and or crazy singing, or he did anyway. So I just I'd just stop on tonight, but then Mug got right into the serious stuff there, and it was like,
Yeah.
what? You sort of, but I understand where you're coming from because the footage that I seen, like I just seen that last one put out, and it's like, okay, well, what am I really looking at? I had the phone. I was I was so far away from main camp. I was just out doing my own little bullshit. And you can't plan these altercations or you can't plan these times that they actually come around. Like, I mean, if ever anybody thinks that they can run out in a parking lot or a campground and Sasquatch is right there, okay, it doesn't work like that. It's try after try after try after try, and you might get, out of 100% tries, you might get like 8%. You might get something, and that's sort of where I'm at. It's like it was just bad, and they took the good parts and left me the shit. To be honest with you, so that's my answer to you, Mog. Is that, like, I mean, there's the fight, right? There's the fight. What is mine and what is yours? And I spend a lot of money, you guys. Like, not not just the uh, the monies that I've taken, but the monies before, like each trip. I mean, you're looking at $10,000-$12,000 a crack for me to go on a trip, and I do them a couple of times a year. And now it's like, okay, well, now they want these big trips. And I told you about Nahanni Valley, and that's what we're fighting over right now, because I wanted to go in February, and they're telling me, like, yeah, that's a crazy time. Even you mentioned it, Mark. That's a crazy time to be going, but I'd rather go in with a little bit of snow so I can pull some gear. You got to remember that.
Ah, no.
No.
Hey man, I'm
Cameras, you
really
can't go in with all of that stuff. You gotta. I mean, it's taken me over, I'd say, a year and a half to get mentally stable for the trips that I do, and that I might be easy to you guys, but it takes a certain amount of mental prep to go as well. Because if you're not confident in your brain, you're not confident in what you can do, and you're not feeling. The biggest contacts that I've ever had over my 30 plus years is when I was right. I was right spiritually, because that sort of goes back to my native ancestry, but I was right with God. I don't mean any harm. I'm not here to harm you. I do carry weapons with me, but I'm not here to harm you. I'm not here to do anything. And to go with all this camera and all these machines, and it's not performing for me. It's not what I do. It's not. That's the whole thing, and that's sort of where I'm at right now. It's irritating, to say the least.
Didn't you kind of
But
realize
as far as the Nahanni trip,
Go ahead. I'd rather hear what you have to say about the Nahani trip.
I think the internet is
Breaking
frozen.
internet.
Oh,
Yeah.
Michael, you there?
Hello. Hello, hello.
Oh, see a light.
I see the light.
See his halo. No, it's a Haywood. It's
Not
actually a
Halo.
halo.
So I'm out of the loop, man. Bigfoot King, is it an ongoing thing that y'all know about?
What do you mean?
Does he have like sightings and stuff like that on his channel?
He
He does a lot of peppy
he's
stuff.
he's doing he's in a project with some guys that he's kind of tied into it for 2 years. Okay, so he has to he doesn't know, like, whose is whose. Like, I don't know what he's referring to as far as, like, and hopefully he'll come back on.
Yeah, I understand that part, but does he have a past with experiencing like Bigfoot activity?
Yes.
Okay, I've never heard of him. I'm just out of the loop, man. That's all.
No, it's okay. He's up in Canada.
He's been hanging out for a while.
Yeah.
Muggs found
Oh, okay.
his channel on YouTube, and we sat here one day and watched all his stuff. And he does a lot of parody stuff on his channel, which is funny
Okay.
as fuck. I mean, it is funny. He does go. There is a serious side of the Sasquatch with him, where he does go out and look for it, and has involved with someone backed him, partnered with him, and now they're in dispute of
I collected that much. I feel bad for him because that'll happen, man. You know.
WTF, Mike? What's up, man?
There we go. What's going on?
What's up, WTF, Mike?
Too many buttons. What's going on, Ben? Good to see
What's
you.
up, Michael Haywood?
Hey, what's happening?
I was going
You
to
all right, Ben?
Haywood's still busy. trying to
Everybody
land
else?
stuff.
What's up,
You're
Mike?
in, bud. You're in.
Doing as good as we can, man. Doing as good as we can.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Glad to hear it. Glad to hear
this
it.
and prayers to you and your family.
yes.
My condolences for your loss.
Yeah, thank you, man.
You know, that's tragic.
Yeah,
I'm sorry to hear about that, Ben.
yeah, it's a big loss. I don't want to make this about that, though. You know.
No, I just wanted to put it out there.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. I really appreciate y'all.
Please.
Yeah, they're more people. They actually care about others.
Yeah, you're right.
Not me, but like you guys.
I'm glad you're here with us tonight.
I'm thrilled that you're here tonight,
Right.
dude.
Uh.
You know, you got it. Get something off your chest. Now's the time. Or tonight.
About 5 pounds. Yeah, about there.
Excuse me.
If I get any bigger, they're going to start calling me Stevie.
Ha,
Wow.
ha.
So what they talking
It already sparks when I run. That's how bad it's getting.
Wow.
Yep.
So, Michael Haywood, what's up?
Yes. What's going on?
So we got a few fishermen here.
Wait.
Yeah, we do.
Is that the actual moon now, or is that a past picture?
That's an audio picture. It's a past picture.
He could have snapped
Not an
pictures
audio.
on there.
Well, it's when you
look-
shut your camera off. It's called an audio picture in StreamYard.
No,
Oh,
I know.
the
Yeah, and an
moon.
audio avatar. Yeah.
I'm asking, is that a current picture of the moon?
Oh no, that's been quite a while back.
Yeah.
I actually took
Tonight.
that picture myself. But it's crazy because I put it up on like 30 times magnification, and it blacked out everything else, but it got a good picture of the moon.
Yeah.
Go out tonight if you can see it and go take one.
If you have a new Samsung, when you zoom way in on it,
Yeah.
fills in the picture of the moon with AI and gives you full detail of the rest of it.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
I have
crazy.
one of those. I have one of those, man.
Yeah. So when you get in like
I
50
love it.
times zoom, you'll all of a sudden just see a little blurry dot, and all of a sudden it'll flash, and it'll be like a crystal clear picture of the moon.
There's 100 zoom.
Yep.
Yeah.
They
crazy.
go up that
It is
high. But yeah,
crazy.
about 50, they start changing, and the AI takes over, and it becomes this crystal clear. And I think it's just overlaying a picture, but I don't know.
I
Right.
don't know either.
I mean, I kind of don't like
that.
that because I want to get a picture of what I'm seeing, not what you fill in. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, hey,
Yeah, you're right.
if you can't draw, you draw half the picture and it fills in the rest of it. You know what I mean? It's kind of like
That's a
cheating
good
in a
point.
way.
Mhm.
Good point.
And I've taken pictures where you can see, of the craters, like
Yeah.
you can see the craters, but it wasn't like I could zoom in on them. I was lucky to see the craters or for the camera to catch them. But as far as AI filling that in, that I don't know that I
Kinda
like
weird
that
to me.
idea.
Yeah, a lot of people have no idea it does it until somebody tells them.
Well, I
Right.
Oh,
didn't
look
know.
how
I didn't
clear I
know
can
that.
get that moving. And then all of a sudden somebody tells you, yeah, there's AI in your camera now. It knows what you're looking at. It'll even with certain apps, it'll draw constellations out for you.
Goodness
Wow,
gracious.
that's new to me.
Point your
See.
point your camera up at the sky, and it'll draw the constellations as it sees them, and it'll tell you what they are and who they
Wow.
stand for. And
Everything about it.
yep,
Give me 1 second. Gate Smasher, what's up? Scott
What?
B from NAC, good to see you. I got it.
can I have a link, Stevie?
Yeah, here. Hold on. Here you go. There you go. Who else? Prospecting. What's up, dude?
Window.
Randall. Yeah. I know we missed a lot, but
Wendell says that Michael's scared to show his face.
it's just.
What you
I'm
just did?
mine.
I saw him when he first popped on.
Uh-huh.
At least I saw his eyeball.
There he is.
There you go.
Okay. Sorry about that, you guys. Sorry about that. I
Not
just,
I
a
wasn't
problem.
going to start anything by saying, "Oh my God, they shut him down." You know.
yeah.
The feds are
No,
watching.
I wish it was that easy, to be honest with you. I just, if you guys have any questions, you're more than welcome to ask me anything. I don't have any restrictions on what I can say. I'm just going through some battles right now, and it's, with the getting rid of the business and starting this, what I thought was going to be like a fantastic thing, and I'd be able to really go out and show everybody. It's almost like it's being just taken away from me and put on shelves for what I don't know, and it's very frustrating for me right now.
Are they planning to use it for like entertainment purposes? I don't. It seems.
I think you're absolutely right. I think it is for entertainment purposes because
Gonna create. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's just it on YouTube. There is entertainment purposes rights where you can't copyright it if they're reviewing it as they go. If they put that thing up and they play, I don't care, 30 seconds of this whole thing that you did, and there's no review done on it during it, that is not entertainment rights. That is not the free use copyright that it was given for. You can copyright and claim that back as your own and have that channel struck and taken down for that video, not the whole channel.
yeah, I understand fully what you're saying. It's gotten like for me. I mean, I didn't start this out for to go viral or anything. That's not what I started out as. I started out as, hey, maybe some people want to go and hunt Bigfoot and or maybe not just hunt Bigfoot, but just go out into the backcountry and check things out. And it's turned out to be they're just. I think it was a lot of my fault being naive and signing and saying, yeah, you can have all of this. And then it's turned out to be, well, I'm very limited on what I can actually put out. So that's why I thought, okay, I need to diversify and I need to do something because I still want to be out there talking to people and I still want to be, I don't know, I don't know, I don't even know how many really subscribers that I actually have, but I still want to be out there and telling people about my experience on being out in the outback and working with Mother Nature and how she performs, and that goes back to the trackway and the whole 9 yards, and they've made it irritating on what I did have and so now that they've purchased what I did have and what I've going to give them, we're having disputes on what that actually is, because I've been doing that for 30 plus years. So now it's like, it's anything that I bring up now that I want to put out. And that, like Mog, I appreciate what you said at the very beginning, because hey, and you know what? And we just had a big beef about this. I just want to say this to you. Like I told Mog and Stevie, like we were on the channel before, and it was like, you can't say my name. You can't use my real name. My real name is Shane. Okay, that's my real name. I'm allowed to do that, plain and simple. But they had me thinking that I couldn't promote myself. And I am. My name is Shane. The person that I have on my YouTube channel is the Bigfoot King, but I just came up with that. It wasn't something planned or anything. It's just like I thought that was a cool thing, right? And
apparently nobody else thought of it.
and it just snowballed into where now the footage that I have, and it's a ton of footage that I have, and I just wanted to show everybody that they are real, and
Shane,
you can
Where's
see
the,
them, and you can
where's the
interact
video?
with them.
Is the video posted on your channel? Is that where it's at?
There's a few videos, and it's like Stevie and Mog were saying there. I do lots of parodies, and I think, and I
Yeah.
and I don't want everybody to think that I'm just a jokester and I'm just trust me, if you looked at my algorithms, you'd be saying, okay, this guy is not a jokester. He really doesn't know what he's doing. And and at the end of the day, I really don't know what I'm doing. All I know is that I've had I can't even count the interaction that I've had with this type of people, and whether you guys want to believe me or not, or if you want to follow me or not, that's obviously up to you. But I can guarantee you one thing, is that I know in my heart, and I can clearly say to you guys, and look you in the camera and look you in the eyes, and I know what I've seen, and I know what I've dealt with over these last 30 years. And if anybody wants to dispute that, I say, my YouTube channel, get a hold of me and come out. Just come out. Just I'm not saying I'm going to charge you, or I'm not. That's Todd Standing thing. He comes up, and I think it gets a bad name because he's out my back door. There's the problem, right? There's one of the problems, I should say, is that he's out my back door, and it's all. I mean, I'm just going to say it. It's all what he does is it's all horse shit, right? And
yeah.
And I'm having a difficult time breaking away from that, because it's a Canadian content. It's a Canadian area where I am. He does intersect my trackway on a couple of points, but I don't really care. He can go where he wants. Anybody that had a hunt guy, he can go wherever he wants to. I really don't give a shit, to be honest with you, where you guys want to go. I know where I go. And I know that I have interactions with them, and I try to tape it, or I try to film it, and I try to record it. And you had a guest on here the last time I was on. He says you almost have to, or you have to be prepared for a camera on you all the time. Well, it's very difficult to have a camera with you all the time and have some and get footage that can be edited and put out. And it I'm just finding myself on this. And then the fight that we're having about the Nahanni Valley, it's all about insurance. There's I want to go. I am going, but the contract actually specifically states that they're a part of my trip. So in order to go on my trip, now I have to look at logistics of insurance, and I have to look at logistics of just safety, period. It is a huge undertaking. Because if it's me, like the first question that Mog asked me was, "Hey man, that's a pretty crazy time of year to go." I agree. The only reason that I was going at that time of year is because I thought I'm going overland. It's illegal for me to be in there. It's a closed area. The only way I'm going in there is I'm going in there overland, and I got to be able to pack it myself. And I'm going to bring Max out. And if you guys want to see Max for the first time, hey Max. Hey, come and get a cookie.
Hey Shane. Hey Shane, this has been
Come on up here.
you mind if I ask you a couple questions?
No, go ahead. I would appreciate the questions because it seems like nobody's really asking the questions. Everybody just seems to think that I'm
No, we're
I
just
don't know.
Hey, so what is the first thing that ever clued you into the Sasquatch people being a part of a reality?
I was in grade 3 and I had an encounter in the bushes by myself. And I knew right then and there was something there. It was a traumatic experience for me as a youngster, and I buried it. I mean, if we want to go into a little bit more about my previous life, like seeing these things when I do go out, because I'm alone all the time, or I was as a child, being out in the deep forest, I would see this kind of stuff, and it led to I moved to bigger cities. I got involved. I was a fantastic hockey player, by the way, fantastic.
So,
Well, I like to think
so
so.
you saw him when
But
you were
I just wanted to say, like, it takes a person pure of heart. If you want to see them and if you want to interact with them, I'm not trying to get all spiritual and everything. I'm just saying you have to be pure. You have to be pure with no intent of harm. I'm not saying that they read your mind or anything, because I mean, I don't know. I mean, there's so many people that say, "Oh yeah, they twist trees and knock on bushes and shit." That's not what it's all about for me. I've been doing this for so long. And you asked me, like, when did I know? It was like grade 3. I knew something was there.
so
And it
you lived in
affected me. It affected me in my as I grew up. It affected me because I became retracted from normal society for all the kids and stuff. Yeah, I played sports and I was really popular in school and all of that kind of shit, and dated a million girls or whatever. But when it came down to it, I knew that there was something different. Why am I seeing these things? Why are they being in my life? And it turned out to, you had a guy on here a couple of videos ago or a couple of lives ago, and it was like he was going through drug addiction and all that. Okay, you guys want? I'm going to tell you something inside on the Bigfoot King. Okay, I had a massive problem growing up, and it wasn't alcohol or anything else like that. It was a massive problem because I was trying to figure out what I was doing with my life, because these things were happening to me when I would go out. I delved into some areas and some people and some lifestyle that your previous guest that you had on, Mog. He sort of touched on it, but I got.
As in what?
They think they got crazy stories. I'll tell you, I got crazy friggin' stories, and it took me 20 years to come out of it, 22 years to come out of it, and that's
As
why
in what, Shane? What kind of people and lifestyles did you like kind of come in contact with?
Audio says it was me in the bushes.
No,
I
it's
just waiting for you to say something.
the
You bit
people
your
that
tongue for a long time.
I was sitting there
the,
laughing. I was like, "Oh Lord."
the people that I don't mean to come on and rant, but the people that I got involved with, it's a syndicate up here in Canada, and they gave me a family feeling that I never had in my life growing up as a child. And
Yeah.
drugs took over my life. If you want to sort of read into that a little bit without me,
I'm not gonna.
blowing up
Yeah,
and saying
sure.
anything,
Yeah, sure. That'll work.
right? I got involved with absolute crazyville. I mean, my last contract with them, I was slated to go to Montreal. I ended up in Moose Jaw, and my mom was there giving a conference in Moose Jaw, and she said, "Hey, Shane, why don't you just stay here?" And I owed them a lot, not monetarily, but I owed them a lot because of the camaraderie that they did give me. But at a
Yeah.
certain point in your life, you have to realize what camaraderie really is, and I I sort of I stayed, and I my mom set up this grant for me. Uh, it was a government grant to help drug addicted teenagers stay off of drugs and teach
Yeah.
them, because I am a carpenter by trade. So I set that up, and that was my first step on actually breaking away and doing my own thing again. And I just I just wanted to give you a little background. Like, it hasn't been all uh, um, silver spoons and all of that kind of stuff in my life, you guys.
Absolutely.
I've had a crazy life. Like everybody that I talk to in my family, my wife, my kids, they always say, "Dad, you should write a book for the crazy shit that you've done." And to me, it's more saddening than anything, because I hurt a lot of people, and I'm repenting for that for the rest of my life. So when I say to everybody, you're not going to see and you're not going to have an encounter unless you're pure. You have to be pure. I guarantee it. You got to be pure. You you
Oh,
you you
I
you have to feel. You have to feel the rumble of the earth, and you have to take that in. Otherwise, you will not have a
encounter.
meeting
encounter.
with them.
Yeah.
You're not gonna have it unless you're
See,
pure of heart. I can guarantee it.
I don't believe
So
that part. I don't believe in Sasquatch at all or nothing. I'm probably the biggest skeptic up here at all for it all. And I bought like a really expensive like 4K camera, and I went out and everything, and we were out taking photos and stuff, and I took one off in the distance, and I did catch something. And I mean, focus. Well, there you go. I mean, I caught him full HD. It turned out great. I mean,
You
some
know,
people are going to say it's fake, and it looked like it
wow.
was drawn, but no, that was
it's
so to be
funny.
true at heart to
Are,
catch that kind of thing. I don't think you really have to be pure at heart and
are are
believe
you
in what you
really
see.
It's
are you
it's
really a
it's
skeptic?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Okay.
Yep.
I've never met you before.
it's funny that you set that drawing up, because in my kit that I carry with me, I
What do you mean
carry
set it up? Like if
it's
I hit gallery and then go there. It's the top photo. It's like I just took it.
No. I appreciate you know, like the jocularity in it, and I appreciate that because you know, in my kit that I do carry when I'm out, I carry it's an Asian brush and ink, and it goes everywhere with me, and I have yet to actually sit down and actually use it while I'm out to draw what I actually see when I'm there. Instead of the pictures, instead of the video, just draw what I see. And
What
you know,
have you
like
seen, Ken?
I've said this on your channel multiple times. You guys don't know the eyes. It's I mean, I don't want to harp on it, mind you, but it's the eyes. If you see them, you're never going to get that out of your brain ever in your whole. It hasn't left my life ever in my whole life. It's the eyes. It's the hair on the eyes. It's the skin around the eyes. You know,
I don't know it. In my picture, they look really beady.
Well, it all depends on the artist, I guess. Really,
I mean, I zoomed in and everything, but that's
I just, you know,
we
it's so up in the air. You know, Mug, you know, we talked about this trip up to the Nahanni. Now, I don't know if you guys know where that is or you've heard of any stories that are up there or anything else like that, but this is crazy, rough terrain. There's no roads, there's nothing. I've even looked into buying a plane. That's what I'm looking at right now. And it's just a little two-seater. It's the guy's trying to sell it here a couple of cities over. It's like $8,000. A couple of little.
what year is it?
It is, I think he said it's a 91, and it's just like a little bubble on the front. It's got a couple of wings. I'm not a pilot. I've never flown one.
Two makes a huge difference. I'll tell you that in planes right now. We have a few. Two wings is an important part. Yeah, a couple wings, that's a good thing.
No. But
so far, you're all right. Is there a rubber band anywhere in the front when you wind it up?
I'm just saying, like, I mean, I'm trying to bring a little jocularity into it because, you know, I don't want to come off like I'm some kind of crazy person. I am a little crazy because of the areas that I do go, but the plane, I'm thinking, you know, like the government, and I'm not trying to be conspiratory or anything, but the government only allows you, like, I mean, we've got, like, British Columbia, I think, is actually bigger than Texas, right? It's a massive tract of raw forest. And it's claimed with so many native cultures and so many areas that you're supposed to go in, or you can go in. There's so many areas that you can't go in. And it's this research that, you know, like, it's so hard to get into. So that's why I was looking into these rubber band airplanes, is because I was thinking, okay, if I just go get my own little plane, stay underneath the radar and burp in there, you have to remember that the part, I'm not going into the lower Nahanni, I'm going into the upper Nahanni, which is, it's illegal for me to be in there. It is a big fine. They can take all my gear and give me a crazy fine that I would never pay off for the rest of my life. So when I say the Nahanni means something to me, it's meant something to me for 20 years plus. 20 years plus. I've always wanted to go. I've asked my friends. I've asked my friends. I've tried to get groups together. I've tried to get people together. I'm almost thinking that I got to put an ad out on what is that channel, Rumble or Reddit or whatever, and ask for explorers to come with me, because nobody's willing to come with me up there. And well, it might be partly because of me, but I'm just saying is that I don't think I don't think
Maybe,
it's
no.
Never
me.
imagined that. No.
I mean, besides you, like grizzly bears and
I would go because
I've had so many encounters with grizzly bear and bear. They're my they're a worry. Don't get me wrong, they're a worry, but
Yep.
that's something that I deal with when I go out all the time. And
I
it's
mean,
not
that's
just
what
the
that
grizzly
that's what
bear.
that other filmographer said too. That thought he was friends with them until he got eaten. He's like, oh
No,
yeah, there's
I
so
did.
many.
Hey, hold it. I carry
look,
a 12
Timothy
gauge.
guy.
I carry a 12 gauge shotgun. They're not my friends, pal. I
Mm.
understand where you're going there. It's not that I want to rub them and spoon with them. I'm just saying is that I deal with them on a regular basis, and they're not concerning to me because I know that if push comes to shove, they're going to get an adjustment. I'm up there for a purpose, and it goes back to what I'm saying. I can't stress this enough. You have to be pure. You have to be pure. There's no malice, no hate.
How'd
It's
you get
very
pure?
difficult in these, and I found it more difficult, to be honest with you, over these last 6, 7 years, because I mean, that's all I'm running into is like venom and hate from everybody. It's just the way society is, and it's just
Ben,
driving me batty.
Ben,
Hey,
Ben has a
Shane.
question.
Shane, how'd you
Yes,
get
sir.
pure? How'd you get pure, buddy?
Pure? Okay, I'm going to
Yeah.
tell you a story. It'll be a quick story, Mog. Sorry to be
No,
doing this.
no.
That's what this is
It's a
for.
quick story. I was on my sixth rehab, and I was outside of a hospital, and there was a lady there, and she was like, I don't know, 500 years old. She looked to me, and we started talking about religion, and I told her, I said, well, because I had OD'd at that point, probably 5 times.
Yeah.
Narcon brought me back. Ambulances were a regular thing. I was full blown mental case,
So you
and
found God.
I was standing out there and I was talking to her, and she brought up religion. And I'm talking to her about religion, and like I was saying, like I died. And I said, I didn't see any bright friggin' lights, and I didn't see anybody saying, hey, come this way, Shane, you'll be saved, and all of that. And I said, how do you know? And she said to me, she said, if you don't get right with God, you won't go. And that made, to me at the time, it made sense because I was running my life in a muck, and I was a very simply, I was an evil person. I wasn't the nice guy that you see today. But I don't know today if that was God sitting there, masked as a woman, an old lady. I don't know if it was an angel or what it was.
Yeah.
But when she said to me, you will not see the light unless you are right with God.
So after all of those like death experiences, what made this stick out as something that might be, something that changes your life?
Well, I think that happened about 10 years later. My wife at the time, she was a prostitute, and I was married to her. She was my best friend. We've been through a lot together, and she passed. And
Sorry.
I looked at life a little different.
Yeah, I understand that, man. Sorry to hear that. Sorry to hear that.
So, I mean, I go for this, for jocularity, like I
Yeah, I
always
see it.
say, like my first wife died from poisonous mushrooms, and My second wife, she died from poisonous mushrooms as well. And my third wife, she died from poisonous mushrooms.
Wow.
And my fourth wife that I got, and I love her to death, she died from a broken jaw because she wouldn't eat the mushrooms.
Wow. Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
But hey,
That was a good one.
my wife that did pass on, she was a great gal. I'll remember her always. She taught me a lot. We've been through a lot, dragging her out and dragging me in and all of that kind of stuff. And it's made me the person that I am today, with my struggles through life, and this Bigfoot thing. And it, to be honest with you, it's not just Bigfoot, you guys. Stevie, she has special connectivity to
Magnets to magnets.
spirits or whatever that is. We don't know, but I mean, I've had experiences like that too. It's like,
What? Like what?
well, I tell you what. One time I was looking out my window
At band camp?
at band camp. No. One time I was looking out my window and I happened to see this creature out by the tree. And it was a tree in the backyard. It was a pretty big backyard.
Please don't say
But I
that.
was- But I was just looking outside like it wasn't anything special. And
Yeah.
I seen this creature. Well, it wasn't really a creature. It was like a humanoid type of thing. But he was standing, I don't know if it was a he or not, but it was standing by a tree, and it had some kind of contraption, I'm assuming for breathing. I know it sounds friggin' weird. I don't think I've ever told this story before, but he had, it was like corrugated tubes that came down to his yap. And then he had some black eyes, but it looked like it was a helmet with a breathing apparatus on it. And
Like Darth Vader.
sort of, but Darth Vader with hoses coming out of his mouth.
Yeah,
Actually,
that was Stevie with her first CPAP machine.
Hey, I don't say this stuff in jest. It's I just I don't know, you guys. It's not just Bigfoot. There's a vibration. There's something that we are not meant to accept in our brain. Our brain is only, I think, I can't remember the stats right now because I wasn't prepared for this, but we only use so much of our brain, and and it works.
That is an absolute false.
What's what?
That's an absolute
I don't-
falsity. You use every part of your brain. You use 100% of your brain.
No, I think you got to go and I understand that every part of your brain has a purpose, but the use of your brain could be 5 times more or elevated
Efficient.
that we're not accepting, that we're not getting.
Yeah, I got
And we get a lot of people saying, "Oh, it's the sixth sense." I strongly believe in the sixth sense, and I use it all the time. And it's not just when I'm out in the outback, or I don't even like to say outback, back country. I just go in the bush. It's It's something that you need to tune yourself into, and you have to listen to that all the time. If I'm going to the grocery store for a loaf of bread and my brain says, Shane, go right, I go right. I don't
Yeah.
go left because the grocery store is closer, because shit happens.
Yeah, that's intuition.
Yeah, and that's the sixth sense, and I feel that that sixth sense, we haven't explored that. Humanity hasn't explored that enough. Now, the natives, they get all this praised about, uh, the natives are so spiritual and everything. No, they're the one of the last few peoples on Earth that actually are grasping onto that sixth sense that we don't have, that we've
Yeah, but
lost,
Something that
that's been
we
buried.
forgot. You
We
know,
forgot,
we
Mog.
had it.
That's a no.
yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
You're right.
you're actually you're so right when you say that. We
That's
forgot,
true.
right? We need like when you're out. You know what? I'll tell you another little thing there. I went out with my son-in-law for just a short little trip there, and we were up on the mountains, and we were at, I don't know what elevation it was, but whatever it was, it doesn't really matter about that. But the point of the story is, we were standing on the side of the mountain, and I have a trick that I do to calm myself down, to get back into reality when I'm out there. You try to be in tune as best you can, uh, considering society today. We were standing on the side of the mountain, and I said, "Hey, come on over here." Now, he's married to my daughter, so he thinks, and I'm a pretty jocular guy, and he thinks that I'm going to do something silly, push him off or jiggle him or whatever the hell that he was actually thinking. But I told him, I said, come on over here and just stand by me for a minute. Stand by me. And I know this is going to sound weird, but I
A
want you to
boulder
do it.
fell.
And I want you to do it for 5 minutes. Put your fingers in your ears and just stand and look out at nature. That's the first step of becoming in tune. Put your fingers in your ears, block everything out, listen to your own brain and the hum of those receptors that are in your brain, and you just stand there for 5 minutes with your fingers in your ears. I know it sounds friggin' stupid, but
No, it's
that's
interesting.
my first
Audio,
step.
deprivation.
And it sort of weans that stuff that we're exposed to so much electricity, we're exposed to so much garbage in our
Yeah.
diets and everything. And this goes back. Congratulations, Mog, on your weight reduction. You're
Oh,
looking very good, and I do appreciate
Hell
that. And
yeah.
I'm trying to be healthy. I get it. I really do.
right. Thank you so much, man.
Like, I mean, I've dropped 60, 65 pounds since I started this with those mental cases. Just because they made me dance through hoops, but I'm feeling much better, obviously.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Wow. Yeah. So
But
you dropped, you lost
Being
60
that
pounds on.
active, being that active, you're getting in shape. You know,
Yeah,
well,
absolutely.
one thing that I have a problem with is that I got no clothes. So if somebody wants to donate some pants, okay, I would really appreciate it,
What
because my
size,
belt
partner?
has
What size,
my
buddy?
my belt is ran out of loops. Let's put it that way.
What happened?
I just
His-
part of this whole deal with these trips that I'm doing, they wanted me to go into a physical. I had to do a physical for them. The show before the funds were released. There was other stuff too. There's blood work. There's a whole bunch of other stupid shit that was in there. But I went and did it, and I dropped this weight, and I feel better. And now I can't. I'm chewing at the nut to try to get out again. But this getting rid of the shops and getting rid of all of this stuff is, sometimes I just think I should just start loading trucks and taking it to the dump, to be honest with you. And I just I want to get back out there, and I want to just prove it for once and for all that they do exist, because I know that they exist. There's no doubt in my friggin' mind, and I say this with 100% confidence. There's no doubt in my mind, that they exist. I've seen them. I haven't shook their hands or anything. You know, I made a comment on a couple of lives ago. I wanted to go and poke them in the belly button, but I mean, that's sort of the goal. I want to do that kind of a thing just to show people that they have their own jocularity. They have their own. They have all their own stuff that we're not even friggin' aware of. And just because you can't see them or you can't, I just want to put you guys to this test. You guys
Yep.
drive down any country road and you see birds at 400 yards away, and you see them on the highway, and you start driving towards them. Do you think that they hear you?
Probably not.
I know they see you.
They feel you. So for you to say, I'm not saying you, but I'm just saying for people to say, oh, well, you never see them, and they're
again,
so hard
Margaret.
and they're elusive. Pal, I'm telling you, if you are not spot on, if you're not pure, and if you're not out there sacrifice, like I eat, when I'm out there, I eat really basically nothing. I try to eat when I'm out there, obviously, but I mean, you have to be so pure to be on their level, to touch the ground, to touch the trees. Like they're so far above us. If you think that you're going to go out, whack on a tree, pitch your tent, shoot a few calls out, put some lights out, maybe even blast some sounds, that ain't working. I can guarantee you that is not working. You're
It's a
going to have to
shame.
strip. You got to strip down. You got to strip down to their level. Plain and simple. Strip down to
Shame.
their level, and you got to be pure, and you got to have no hate. And it's so hard for us not to have hate. It's so hard for us not to have distrust. It's so hard for us not to have cunning. And if
I
you
only
don't
left
think
for
that
like
those
3 minutes, and we're talking about stripping. What in the hell?
Like, you know, pay attention.
I'm sorry, guys. I don't mean to ramble on. I just,
I'm
Come
just
back and we're talking
wondering.
about stripping. You got to strip down. You got to. I did that with the Sasquatch once
No,
in
but
college.
I
It
get
wasn't
what
fun.
you're saying.
Shane, what makes you call them a people?
because they can't communicate, and they have their own. They've got their own hierarchy. They've got their own. They've got their own love. They've got their own.
Lions have a hierarchy. Wolves
Yeah.
do too.
Absolutely, sir. Absolutely. Absolutely. They've got their own hierarchy. And we don't for some reason, because of people that I've forementioned before, they've made a mockery of the whole thing, and all these YouTube channels, and that's why I started it, because that's why I started my little channel, is because I thought, you know what, these guys are so full of bullshit. It isn't funny, like you can't just run out and think that you're gonna videotape them, or you can't run out and think that you can get recordings of them, or have an experience. It doesn't work like that. And the more that we understand, we're not going to leave them apples and shit like that. And
What
it
makes you
doesn't
think
work
that
like
they are
that.
people?
There are people, they marry, they have kids, they got families. I mean, I wish, I hope
Like
that,
marry? How are you talking? Like a penguin marriage? Like one significant other their whole life.
yes,
It's
sir.
Not like an
They're,
actual marriage. I don't think they're Sasquatch pulling up to a church.
Well, they might have Sasquatch churches.
they're
yeah,
monogamous.
you know what?
so
You know what? You made a good point. You made a good point, because owls,
Mm-hmm.
geese, they only have one mate for their whole life.
Penguins.
So why is
Yeah.
it too far to
Reportedly.
understand that they might have one mate for their whole life?
Is that what you're calling marriage in the fact, though? The single mate?
Yeah, well, I mean, we call it marriage. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
They might call it goopligok. I don't know what the fuck their language is. Or, I mean, I don't know what their language is, but I'm
Well, you already
just
said they didn't
saying.
have
Well,
any.
I've called it that several times.
Yeah. No, it seems like goopligok a few times in your life.
Have you
I
heard
just,
them before?
at the end of the day, the only thing that I can stress, and I know that my channel is small, and I know that I do lots of parodies and joking around. I get it, but the research that I do when I'm out and on my own, and I
Please
do
do.
take it seriously, they are a people. I guarantee they're a people, and they meet, they they travel from tribe to tribe. They if there's a pretty girl in camp and it's the daughter of another one, they're meeting with another guy and they're trying to make that unity of
How would you
between
know this?
tribes.
This is the question I got.
Good. What's the question?
Like, how would you know that? Like, how do you know like the whole inner working part?
That's a good
Everything
question.
you just explained. How would you know it?
Well, I guess the only thing I can answer to that is how do I know that? I've been studying this trackway for God, I don't know how many years. And like 3 or 4 lives ago, because I only go on Mug and Stevie's channel. I don't go anywhere else because I just like the calmness here. Like nobody's talking smack and shit like that, and I really appreciate that. And that's why I sort of jump on from time to time. But how do I know? The trackway that I've been covering, and I said this about, I don't know, 4 lives ago that I've been on. There've probably been many more lives than that because I don't get to come on as much. But the one live that I came on and I said that they're having a mix. There's a mix that's happening between the southern, the Midland, and upper Canada. And the reason that that's happening is because we're having so many floods and fires. They're pushing them in every direction. I'm getting so many um, sightings on the island. They're even swimming out to the islands. They're starting. They got no place to go now. There's going to be a battle because the ones I touched on this a while ago. The ones up in Alaska, like these guys are saying that they're mean and they're not there to piss around and be your friend, and that is absolutely true. It's a different thing, just like we'd have different tribes and everything. And when you say, how do I know? From the research that I've done and from the
From what?
things that I've seen,
Research that he's done, Ben.
Oh, research. Okay, he cut out a little bit.
the research that I've done and the places that I've been, there is no other conclusion that I can come up with that they have a hierarchy and they do intermingle from tribe to tribe. It's a no-brainer. And for us to say that, oh, we don't see them, and the footage that you're seeing, let me tell you guys something. Like, this is from the Bigfoot King. 98% of the shit that you're seeing on YouTube about these videos about Sasquatch and all this information that you're getting is in the wrong friggin' direction. You're not getting it. And I'm not saying that I'm the almighty messiah of Bigfoot. I'm just saying from the experience that I have had, experiences, I can't even count them, how many experiences I've had. You're not going to get it on camera. It's so friggin' hard. The only way you're going to get it is you got to have contact. And that's what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get contact with this people that society and human existence has forgot about. Maybe not so much forgot
Yeah.
about, but
But
they're
like
but they stay
apes,
hidden. They stay hidden for a reason, pal. We
Mhm.
do nothing but hurt, rip, tear, chop, burn. There's so if you they're so freaked out about us, and it's passed down from generation to generation to generation. I just like I can't express enough that you have to be pure. You have to be pure. You have to be pure. I don't know if you guys have ever been in a sweat or anything, like a native sweat.
yeah, I've been in a few sweat lodges. Yep.
That's the first test. Be clean there, but you have to stay clean. And you gotta stay unhateful. You gotta stay you gotta stay trustworthy. There's no way that you're gonna have I'm not calling down any other research or anything. I'm just saying what works for me. What works for me is that the purer you are, the more contact that you're going to have. And it's not, I don't get,
But why
you
would they see
guys,
you as pure if you're showing up with the shotgun and
okay, that's one of my issues that I've gotten. Actually a good question because that's one thing that I want to drop off. I want to drop off that. It's so, it's, it's
I mean,
so
I
much
see the
on my,
problem with it. It's going to make your next bear encounter way more exciting. It's,
there's the problem, right? You got to weigh what you're there for. I'm there for them. I'm trying to see them. I'm trying to communicate with them. But we also
and
have a plethora
hmm,
of, or an eclectic group of mammals that want to hurt me. And
yeah,
like if you go into some of the, I'm going to tell you guys something right now. If you guys go into, I don't care if you've been doing what are they called, where you hire hunters and you
guide
take them out.
guide
Guide. I
trips.
don't
Yeah,
care if you've been a guide for 30 years. I don't care if you've been a native tracker for 80 years. If you if you go in the bush with ill intent, you will never see them. You will never see them.
I mean, then it would seem like it was the wildfires would be a good thing then, because then all we got to really do is wait, huh?
I've been hearing that for a long time, is that they know your intent from the moment you step into the woods.
Yeah.
They know your intent. So, see, now this is a thing. This is what I think one of your guests was saying. Like I can't really see because I'm friggin' blind without my glass. Well, I mean, I can see the screen and everything, but I just can't see detail at 3 or 4 feet. But one of your guests was saying that it's that sixth sense, and that's the whole thing about it is that you know we take sixth sense. Now your sixth sense when you're out, I track animals, all different types of friggin' animals. I got knowledge of lots of different types of tracks, male and like I can tell a male elk from a female elk, a male deer from a female deer just by their friggin' foot. So I've done this my whole life. What people what people are having a hard time understanding is that sixth sense. We have that sixth sense. We'll say your sixth sense. If there's an issue that's about you when you're in the forest or outback or backcountry or high bush or deep bush or whatever you friggin' want to call it, right? When you're out there, you're getting senses picking up on yourself. We'll say at half a mile, max a half a mile, max at a half a mile. Oh, something's up. Your body picks that up. We barely can grasp a half a mile.
Yeah.
They're grasping at 10 miles, pal. And
How you know that?
I'm only going by experiences that I've had. Like it's impossible for them. Sometimes I friggin' sneak, and I'm a pretty sneaky guy. I sneak. They know I'm there, man. Like it's
From
almost like
10
they know I'm
miles?
there when I get out of the car or truck or wherever, right? It's 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 something that our brains are not calculating. We're not able to receive that frequency that they're on. And then you go into language. Like everybody laughs, like I always talk. Well, I don't always talk, but I mean, I bring him up a few times in my conversations about Thinker Thunker. This guy does, for all his joking and for all his, hate that he gets and everything, he's doing so much research on vocal that some
That
of the
last one
stuff
was
that he's
good.
coming up with is absolutely cutting edge, and we're not even paying attention to it because we think he's some kind of flake.
So speaking of vocals, have you heard the so-called samurai chatter?
I've heard talk out there that I mean I've never really heard a samurai talk, but I've heard talking out there that's so fast. And like that's why I brought up Thinker Thunker, because we talk about, the vocals and stuff. I've heard chatter out there that sounds like gibbly gip gip, right? It's really nothing to my ears and to your ears. But if we could get on that frequency or slow that down or speed that up, I know for a fact that there's a friggin' language there, and they're already talking
Yeah.
about us, man. They're, like you had one guest. I can't remember his name. I think his name was Jim or anything, but he didn't understand. He told me that it was a good point that I brought up, and the good point that I brought up is that everybody goes out whacking on trees, right? For hundreds of years, us white people, native people, black people, green people,
There's no
we've been
green
cutting
people.
trees down. We've been cutting trees down and making log cabins, and that's all we do when we go out. If I was a species looking in on us, that's all we do. We come out there and we chop shit down, and that's the noises that we make. So, what would be a good thing to do if I'm out there and I want to know that there's a species out there? I'm going to hit a tree. It's just a quick thing that they're going to do because we always do it. It's a mimic. That's all they're doing, is that they're just checking to see if we're there,
So they
or maybe
mimic.
not that we're. Pardon?
They're mimicking it.
They're mimicking that sound. It's
So
not. It's almost. Are you there? And they know that we're stupid enough because that's what we do. We go out there and we chop trees down all the time and build cabins. I'm not going into environmental and stuff like that. That's not what I'm doing.
yeah,
I'm just saying is that that's all we do when we go out is we
yeah,
chop trees and whack trees. And this is for hundreds of years. This isn't happened like in the last 50, 60 years. This has been happening forever. So when they're in our area, that's the first thing they do is hit the tree, because that's what they think we're communicating with each other with.
yeah.
That's my own perspective. That's not a proven theory or anything. That's just my own perspective, is that it's just a fail safe way for them to see if we're in the area. Do they hear
Yeah,
whacking on the trees? That's us, right? So they
yeah.
think, okay, well, I'll fit in, I'll whack the tree. That's us too. These guys that go out there and think that it's some kind of calling, or it's some kind of communication for them, it's not. It's we're making them aware that we're there. Period.
All right. So speaking on like mimicking, I live in South Louisiana.
Awesome place, by the way.
You guys gotta
Yeah,
give me
thank you,
some
brother.
guidance. I gotta remove. There we go. Stevie had to step away. She's got a headache.
Sorry, Stevie. It was
Bye,
probably
Steve.
me, Mug.
It was
You
me.
started this, Mug. I didn't start it.
So what I was saying, man, I live in South
I did.
Louisiana. Go ahead, Mokes. I'm sorry.
No, absolutely don't worry about me. Go ahead.
I got a can of PB Blaster. I'll send it your way, Mogs. Let's clear that right up.
So you live in Louisiana?
Yeah. And me and my dad fish sockeye at night, which is crappie, right? We call it sockeye. But every like first Thursday of the month, there's a siren that goes off. You know, it's like a like a test for their like warning systems. And one night we were fishing, and it was not. The siren was not supposed to go off, but we heard a siren.
Can you
Do you
drop a
think?
link for Haywood, Mogs?
Say that again.
Can you drop a link for Haywood?
I was just
Okay, so you've heard a siren. Okay.
A siren call, like kind of like the Ohio call. I know
Yeah.
what it was, but you think they are mimicking things that they hear?
Absolutely, 100.
I know for a fact.
It's a fascinating topic that you got, and that should be explored a lot more. Like the research should be explored a lot more for the mimic, because even if you look at a human, they like there. I mean, you've probably seen videos out there or whatever about the people that can mimic like 8 or 12 birds. They can mimic other creatures. Just think if you've lived out there your whole life and you hear nothing but animal creatures, you're going to mimic everything. Everything you can mimic.
I think Ben did have something to say. What were you saying, Ben?
I'm pretty sure it couldn't be anything else but a Bigfoot, because that siren wasn't going off and it was very close to us.
Well, this is exactly that's the perfect point. You brought that up. I appreciate it. Ben, is that your name, Ben?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a perfect thing. That's a perfect way to look at it, because we don't know. Okay, you're in the deep bush, or you're out say fishing or whatever.
In the swamp.
In the swamp. The sounds that you're hearing, I'm not saying that they're all mimicked, but I'm saying is that they can mimic it to a T.
So what we're saying is, if we don't know what it is, it's Bigfoot.
Pardon?
So we're saying that if we don't know what it is, it's Bigfoot.
No.
From my experience, that they have sirens, like I said, emergency siren, like tests. But this was wow. I think it might have been like close to it was late December, and one night at like 10 o'clock, and this thing just blasted, and you could tell it was coming from the woods. And my dad has a property on a canal, and there's no other people around him. And the other side of the woods goes all the way to the next town, like miles and miles and miles. There's nothing else. I mean, there wasn't a siren around, and it sounds just like the Ohio howl. I understand you being a skeptic, but I mean,
yeah, I'm going to ask questions.
And it's good to have skepticism. I understand, and like that's the first thing that a skeptic says, was that if it's not if it's not the bird, or if it's not the owl, or if it's not the siren, it's got to be Bigfoot. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that
the first thing I normally ask is, were you drunk? Were you taking drugs?
Hey, is anybody outside? I know there's an eclipse about to happen right now.
That's awesome.
Really? I'm outside right now.
Yeah, check out the moon, man. It's supposed to be a partial.
I see it. So,
I'm North Dakota. I can see right out the window. I don't see a moon at all. I don't see a shadow at all, sir.
Me and my dad were drinking
Hang on
beer.
just a minute. I'll show you a moon.
You
But
know,
have
My
you
boxers
know,
tight.
you
I
know,
have
wanna
you
see it,
ever
Mike.
had the hallucinations drinking beer? If you do, like if you ever drank beer.
No, I've never had a hallucination. Nope.
All right, thank you. That's all I wanted to know.
yeah, that's
If you
you
get
know,
drunk
Ben.
enough, though,
Drinking
there's
beer?
things you
Oh,
don't
yeah.
remember, and there's different parts and tones and everything that play.
What?
Like you ever get drunk enough, like when you take a shot, you hear a noise where your
No,
blood
I
pressure
don't.
comes up, you'll hear a whoo, or like a line of cocaine will do it too. It makes a freight train noise going through your head.
I've done all them, and
Yep.
in my past, I've never heard that before. I've
I've
never
never
had
heard
any kind of audio hallucinations or anything like that.
of.
Never
Yep.
visual, audio, no
Yeah,
hallucinations.
like pure cocaine and stuff like that. It brings your blood pressure high enough where when you do it, you'll make a freight train noise in your head. You'll just hear a whoo for a couple minutes.
Okay, I just want to jump in
Let's
there
get
for a
off of
second
that.
about this cocaine stuff.
Okay.
That was sort of my deal there, and I
Yeah.
was
Oh, I've
getting
never done cocaine. I
I'm
just heard it
sitting here
smells
like,
no,
you
amazing.
guys
no,
got
but
coffee.
I
that's
have.
but
I have.
that's but this is
It
this is
smells
what I'm
amazing
saying.
though.
This is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like it's not like Stratford University back in the late '60s. They did a thing for cocaine psychosis and all of that.
Mhm.
Is sort of where you're going, I think. And it isn't that. Like I mean, I've done a lot of, and I used to get 2 restamp, and I don't know if you understand what that is or not, but it's
Yep.
like a 2 restamp. And this is I still got red plastic on my shit back in the day. I'm talking right.
Yep.
So it's
Yep.
so it's so it's like you're not the average person doing a 2 restamp. I'm just saying that to you. So
Mhm.
I understand what you're saying about have you been drinking or have you been using drugs, and that hasn't been the case for me. I don't. I do take a bottle of whiskey out with me. It is it's in a flask, a John Wayne flask. I fill it every trip, and it's got a leather cover on it. And it's um, uh, the famous battle in Mexico there, the Alamo,
Yep.
and I carry that
That's
with
in
me
Texas.
on every trip. And that flask,
Thank you.
I don't
Thank
think
you.
I've ever
Texas.
emptied it.
Wow.
Yeah,
It's
but at the same time, I mean, there are hallucinogens, right? Like
Yeah.
LSD and mushrooms and shit
Sure.
like that. But
Correct, sir.
you're not gonna fucking hallucinate drinking beer. And I don't
Oh,
even
yeah, you
drink
will.
whiskey.
And it's
What?
always the first
Yeah,
question.
you can have full on hallucinations. Like I've known 2 people that had full on hallucinations that they've had a whole nother life. They lived a whole nother life in 40 minutes, tripping.
Because they drank beer?
Literally, no, not beer, hallucinations.
Oh,
They
you're
literally like
talking
had a
about
whole nother life where they
LSD?
would get off work, come home, have a beer, have another wife, have different kids. In 40 minutes, they lived a whole nother life, and when they came back to, they were completely freaking lost.
From
Yeah,
Hey,
drinking
what
beer?
were they?
that's
What
not
was
from
No,
theirs
not
beer,
from
though.
drinking
exactly?
beer.
What
LSD,
were they taking?
different
Acid?
hallucinations like LSD, acid.
Okay. Acid.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah,
different case, man.
that's yeah. You
Well,
got to
no, I was just
compare
talking
oranges
like
with oranges,
hallucinations.
man.
You can have a hallucination that you are drinking beer. It does happen, but
No. While drinking beer. I mean,
no,
a beer caused hallucination.
No.
no.
No, no,
Rotten
you
Beer.
bacon.
can't.
Hey, what was the bad grains? Like what was the old in the medieval times or whatever the
Absinthe,
bad grain poisoning or whatever they had?
Yeah, absinthe.
Never mind.
absinthe supposedly
Yeah.
causes
No. I was talking
hallucinations.
about there was ergot
Oh,
poisoning or
Yeah, that
something like
was
that. I
wasn't
can't.
that
yeah, yep,
the fungus in the
yeah,
rye or something?
yep.
Correct. So I see how that could be with alcohol, maybe possibly, but you ought not to get
Yeah.
that far
Yeah,
making
there
it.
was
But
that one, and then there was
anyway,
the moonshine one where it caused blindness and hallucination.
Yeah, because
there you go. Radiator blindness.
Mhm.
I just, the only thing I just going through my mind right now is that, like you talk about the hallucinations and stuff. And yes, there is part of my plan one day. I mean, you have to be at a different level, but I do want to do a vision quest myself. And I've been sort of prepping that for, probably about 7, 8 years now. And one day I'll be at that point where I can do a vision quest myself, and I would like to do that. And I've tried to get a few of my buddies and a few of my friends and even family members to try to go on a vision quest with me, but it's
That says nope.
taxing. It's taxing and it's not looked upon favorably in the Native community to push
Not really a
vision
group
quest.
event.
Huh?
What's that?
It's not really a group event. You know,
Yeah,
a vision quest is normally taken singly, you know, on
yeah.
your own.
No,
That.
you see that's one of my problems, Mog, is because I want to do a vision quest. I've wanted to do one for years, and the thing is that I'm I don't know, I'm a pretty strong guy. I think I'm a no nonsense kind of guy, and but it goes back to what I was saying before. When you're out there and you if I hear anybody saying that they're not scared when they're out there, they're full of shit, because I've been scared quite a few times by myself out in the middle of nowhere, and I would like to do one, and that's the reason that I would like somebody with me. I'm scared, I
Modes.
guess, and I
You gotta
think
go,
that's why
Mose.
maybe I'm not ready. Right?
Say that again, Ben.
You gotta go with him, Mose. What about what the fuck, Mike?
What?
Go with him. Do a vision quest, man.
No, I've never done an illicit drug in my life.
So a vision quest involves drugs?
Not
A lot of
really.
them. A lot of
No,
them involve different types of weed and stuff like that.
no weed or anything. That's not
No.
what I am. I'm not into
It's
that
usually
kind of a thing.
a food and water deprivation.
Yeah.
Yes,
Well, yeah,
sir.
there's them ones too. Yeah, where they starve enough
That's
and fast. Yeah.
that's the true quest. You're absolutely right, Ben.
Yeah. Up in North Dakota, a lot of them, when they talk about it, and the people I know, the friends I know, it was normally drug induced. So.
Like peyote,
Mm-hmm.
along those
And
lines.
there's a call for that kind of a thing in a certain quest, whatever quest you're doing. Everybody's got their own quest, but that's sort of. I mean, I don't want to go up to the bush and get piled up. I can do that on the weekend. Take the side by side out and get piled up out in the bush if I want. But
Yeah.
that's not what I'm talking about. I think it's a little more like what Ben's saying is food and the water deprivation. I think maybe. I mean, I'm not trying to
That'll-
step out there a
yeah.
little bit, but I'm
Those will
thinking that
definitely
maybe
cause hallucinogens.
it opens up a different receptor. Is sort of the way I think at it.
Like a feeling like shit receptor?
Yeah, feeling like shit
Well,
receptor.
suffering is part of it.
Yeah.
Like if you look at all these monks and stuff, they're not up there smoking pot and drinking and being idiots, and they go for vision quest all the time. It's how you're treating your body, and that's sort of what I'm going back to again. Is you have to be like, when I say you have to be pure, I mean I'm not saying it's a religion. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying your inner thoughts when you're in the bush. Your inner thoughts, like even a fleeting thought, I will fuck, or I will hurt you, or I will take a
Oh.
life, right? That
Yeah.
they know it. They know
So you
it.
think they're telepathic?
I think he means it more like a dog sense, like where a dog
Well,
knows.
yeah, a dog. My
Yeah.
dog. I trust my
I got
dogs.
you.
You know, he's my barometer, or she's my barometer, I should say. When
Absolutely.
new people are around,
Yeah, you're right.
like I'm going to Alabama in like 2 weeks, whatever it is. Yeah, it's about 2
Is
weeks.
that when it is? 2 weeks? I was going to ask you.
Yeah.
So what are you going
My
for
dog's
to
coming with.
Alabama, Mug?
There's a meet and greet. A few channels are throwing, and we're gonna go check it out.
Really?
And is this for Bigfoot or what?
Yes,
Oh, is
Okay.
it? Is it a
The
Bigfoot thing?
grand opening.
yes.
Oh,
Try
Man,
it.
I'm-
The meet and greet.
the
All the
grand
channels
opening
are
of Wendell
Bigfoot
Mosley.
channels.
strip bar,
Get to-
strip club.
I get to show off the infrared cameras built into my motorhome.
Hey, Mose,
Mug.
I'd like some information about that, man.
Hey, Mug,
Absolutely.
if I can give you some kind of thing, whether you think I'm full of shit or not, that's not the point. If I can give you something, if you've got 2 weeks to go and you're going to go out and you're going to try to see something or you're going to try to have an experience on your own, I just need you to, for the next 2 weeks, try to be as pure as possible. And
What you
that goes
mean?
even, okay, pure in thought. That means
I
not
know, I
having,
know. But we're going
okay,
for a meet and greet and a camp out. As far as going to I don't know. I'm sure people are going to go out and look around, but I don't see I don't. I would rather go here to Ocala because there's going to be too
Yeah.
many people up there. 80
Yeah, I looked
people
up-
in the woods.
So,
I looked
It's
up the
just-
campsite. It's a pretty busy
I'll let
place.
everybody else do
So-
that.
but what I was
Yeah.
going to say, if you've got 2 weeks and you want to try something that maybe you haven't tried before, I don't know if you've tried it before, but try to be as pure as you can for 2 weeks with
What do
no
you mean?
bad thoughts. And I'm gonna tell you to go one step further. If you're gonna go out in the bush and you try to be as pure in your mind as you possibly can. That means no ill thoughts about anything. And it's like bad. I'm not talking about murder thoughts or anything else like that. It's just bad thoughts. Try to keep your thoughts as pure as you can. And I want you to go one step further. I want you to go and say, okay, what am I washing my hair with? What am I washing my clothes with? Drop it all. Drop all your, try to get rid of every scent that
Hey,
you
Wood, we
can
lost.
possibly get off your body.
Mm,
And
Even
and
if you
do
even
that,
if
do
you have
not
to
hug me if I see you.
even if you have to go in the backyard, Mug, and start a little campfire and get the smoke and put your clothes that you're wearing over the, not to burn your clothes, that's not what I'm saying, but
No, I
smoke.
get the whole mask, the scent. I
Yes,
understand
sir.
that. I'm a former hunter, you know.
Yeah. I'm just saying that, like, I mean, if I can give you, like, I know everybody wants that
but he's not
experience or
doing that.
everybody wants that kind of contact, and that's the only way that I can sort of articulate it is
When
be as pure as you can. Like you don't have to be an angel, but just try to be as pure as you can and get rid of the scents, the soaps, the clothing, laundry soap,
I
and
under, yeah,
Do
no, I
not get rid of your clothing if I am there.
understand. Yeah, I'm not going to run around the woods in a buff. That's for sure.
It's
well,
gonna look really
you know what?
weird
It's
on an
funny.
infrared.
It's funny that you say that, Mog, because I've even went in that direction
Oh,
before.
good God.
And I'm not, and okay,
I
but just
believe
hang on, just hang on. It's not that I ran around naked. That's not what I did. But I tried to go
loincloth.
previous in culture to where I'm wearing what they would wear back in the day. I'm not running around nude and all of that kind of stuff. That's not what I was saying.
Big
It's
feet.
what they were wearing, what they would possibly be wearing, and the sense that they would have. And then when I say they, I'm saying the native population, wherever you live, because the natives, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, they're the last ones that they have an inkling of that sixth sense, but it's not used to the maximum capabilities of the humans that we are. We should be embracing that sixth sense a lot more. And if you embrace it more and you try to figure out that sixth sense, I guarantee your businesses are going to flourish. Your life is going to flourish. It's that sixth sense. I deal with it when I go in, when I used to go into meetings. And this is meetings at tables. You have 15, 8, 10, 12 guys, and you're all talking and doing that. It's that sixth sense. You know the asshole as soon as you walk in the room. You know your attitude as soon as you walk
Go
in the
with your
room.
gut. Absolutely.
right? And the better you can hone those skills, the business is going to do better. Your life's going to do better. Plain and simple.
Come on,
I
man.
I
have,
don't know. My business has done really well as an asshole. It's
then just think about how good it would be if you were not.
I'd be broke.
So
Well,
you're saying he is an asshole, right?
Oh no, I'll tell you flat out, I'm an asshole.
Bro,
no, I don't think you're an asshole. I think it's just
Self-proclaimed.
I think it's
No,
healthy
no.
skepticism, and
No,
that's
no,
awesome.
you don't have to not think I'm an asshole. I'm telling you, I'm an asshole.
No, but
No, I
he
don't.
is
I don't
healthy. He
think
is
you're
a
an
skeptic.
asshole. I don't think you're an asshole at all. I just think that
Oh,
if you,
come on over to my show anytime you like. You'll quickly figure out that guy's.
I didn't know that you had a show. What is your show, boss? Am I allowed to come on and say hi to you?
Yeah, of course you are.
What is your show
It's
called?
way different than this.
Yeah, I know, but what is
It's literally called What the Fuck.
and it's
And
what?
that's what
Yeah.
you'll say before you leave.
It's how I met Mogs because Mogs kept tagging me in his videos with his WTF live stuff. And my hashtag and everything off my channel is WTF Mike. So when he would put it in there, it'd be like some Mongolian, what is Mogolon
Mogion.
Bridge, yeah,
Nice.
Mogion,
Mogion.
whatever guy freaking tagged me in his video, and I'm like, I have nothing to do with any of this.
You got a YouTube channel?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I'm gonna check out both of y'all YouTube channels.
Well,
Y'all gonna get you a
one
bucket
day I was-
full of it.
Eventually, one day I was sitting in my garage and I got tagged in the last video I was sick of getting notifications for, and I come in.
You had
And he
enough, huh?
put the link in the chat. I'm like, all right, listen. This has gone on long enough. Quit tagging me in this crap. And I think it was Patrick Bond on panel with me talking about hunting Sasquatch. I'm like, you're full of shit.
see, I'm in agreement with you.
First, Jackie,
WTF?
Yeah, me and Jackie were.
Iron
Yeah.
Dogger was my co-host at the time,
Mhm.
and
Oh
the
yeah.
first time you came on, you guys were like just.
Mhm.
So it's just called What the Fuck?
WTF,
Yeah,
Mike.
I'm What the Fuck Mike.
What the fuck, Mike? All right.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
but
check that shit out.
the live
That's how you
streams are
say
tagged
it.
out the same way Mogs tags his out. It's WTF live.
Yeah.
Because everybody shorthand just calls me WTF on YouTube.
Yeah, I got you.
So I kept getting tagged in all these videos and ended up here. It was
Well, I'm definitely
And
going to
we
check your
came
channel
around.
out, WTF Mike.
yeah, you're
And
welcome
you-
to come on. And then if you just listen or if you join the panel, you'll quickly see this guy is an asshole. Holy fuck.
No, I don't think you're an asshole. I just think that you speak
Oh no,
from
no,
the
no.
hip.
I calm it down here. This is me on a mellow plane.
It is.
It's, I know, but
there are lines that he will gladly cross, and
no.
This is best
on the,
behavior, Mike.
but on the same token, Mike, I don't think that you're an asshole. I just think that you speak from the hip, and if there was more people like you that were speaking to the hip, I think we'd have a lot better of a society. To be honest with you, if you're not scared to speak your mind, that's the way you should be. And I commend you. I commend you
hold
for
a
that.
lot back here this
Because
ain't my show.
I don't believe that you speak malicious to anybody. I think that you just speak what's on your mind, and that's perfectly fine, man.
Well, watch his video. What he's saying is watch his channel and find out.
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna have to check it out because
Yeah,
maybe
you'll
he
never
is an
hear me
asshole.
speak maliciously. Yeah, I'll never go maliciously at somebody unless you're trying to maliciously come at me. But I'll never say something.
Don't bring the
malicious to
militia
somebody.
into it.
So
I think that this channel that Mog and Stevie have, I think it's an awesome channel for
it is.
new
Wonderful
people,
wonderful host.
I
new
agree.
people like
I
me
love
coming
Mogs. I
on.
love Tink Tink. They're my favorite people.
Sorry, what did you say?
Oh, thank you guys.
Oh, Tink Tink is Stevie B.
Tink Tink.
Stevie B.
Steve,
It's called,
you know that Stevie has prosthetics, correct?
yes, sir.
Okay, well,
Well,
No,
you've told
if you
me.
run in,
yes.
if you run in titanium,
They're made of
prosthetics,
titanium,
tink,
and
tink,
yeah,
tink, 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 tink.
he calls her Tink Tink.
Yeah, that's borderline,
God
Mike.
damn.
No, man, she laughs her ass off at it. She
I
doesn't
know,
get
but
offended at
I'm
any
just
of that.
saying. I'm just saying that would have to be a good friend making those remarks.
Anytime she has an ache anywhere and complains about it, I offer WD-40 or PB blaster. She
No
laughed at the
violence.
headache, and I told Moog I'd send him some PB blaster.
Yeah.
No,
she,
I don't think, Mike. I don't think you're an asshole at all. I appreciate the skepticism.
I would say hold the opinion until you see me.
No,
uh,
I read people. I read people really well, and I think and in your heart, I think you're a very kind man. I just don't think. I think you belong to the old school where you don't fuck with me, I won't fuck with you, and that's the where we should be.
Nope, that's not me.
Oh,
You
that's
really
not
got
you.
you really got your
Go
guard
watch
up,
this
bro.
channel.
You pull up in the chat and I see your name, I'm gonna probably fuck with you a little bit.
Yeah, no. Jocularity is fine, and the odd ribbing is good, but I don't think there's anything malicious there at all.
No, I don't want to cause anybody harm.
No,
It
I
looks
think
like
you're a
good
nice
time,
guy
huh?
now.
You might get a
Now,
stick.
whether your mom dropped you on your head or not, that's another topic.
I mean, maybe once or twice I called her some names I
Pow
shouldn't.
drived him. She pow drived him.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think there was a little bit of pile driving.
Yeah, about 10 years old, I got her back. I called her a cunt one time and took off running across the hayloft.
Yeah, that's
And if you guys
hey, now you just crossed the
know,
line. Now you just
if you
crossed the
know
line with the
old
mom.
school haylofts, they go from sheeted to beams about halfway through. And about 10, 11 years old, I could hit every one of them beams at a full run and grab the rope on the other side and swing down that gun.
Do you have a good relationship
Mom.
with your mom?
I talk to her once every 4 or 5 months.
Okay, that's a good relationship. I
And
appreciate
she
that.
tried to follow me across all them beams at a full run, and she missed the one, and she come down on there. Yeah,
So Mike,
split her in the
Mike.
middle. And it didn't really, it made her super freaking angry, but not angry enough to like beat me. But Dad found out that she was sore down there, and I got a more beating from that than I did from the actual event.
You realize you're talking about your mom.
Mhm.
Okay, good.
Hey,
Hey,
if that
Mike,
didn't
yeah,
piss her
you're an
off, I don't know
asshole.
what it takes.
Wow.
Mike.
Yeah.
So you still think like Bigfoot is 100% bullshit?
I do.
All right.
FBI looked into it, government looked into it, nothing. I mean, they
Because
went over like
they telling you the truth.
thousands of hair samples sent into them from Bigfoot hunters all across the U.S. and donated their time. Not a one. Not even
Because
a
the
one of them
FBI and
inconclusive.
CIA tells you the truth, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
they
yeah.
wouldn't lie about nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm beginning to think that you're voting in the wrong
But-
way, Mike.
But when we all know the
Yeah,
FBI
I'm
and
thinking that
the
myself.
hair samples and everything themselves. So when they released the third-party hair samples of the thousands that were sent in from hunters all over, and not even one is inconclusive. Come on.
Okay, but that's
And
sort of where I'm
now
at, Mike.
we live in a world now completely covered with
Let
drones,
me just
cell
say something
phone,
real quick.
everything
hold on.
else, and not even a clear picture and infrared. It's
Right.
I apologize if
I hear you, man.
if Mike offended you.
Hey, Mike, do you believe in God?
no,
Pardon?
no, I do not. No, I do not. I was in the Marines and I traveled the world. I've seen every god that somebody's killed over. So to ask me if I believe in the one that you think I should, no, I don't.
Yeah.
No, it's not. It's not what I think that you should. Do you believe in a higher power, Mike?
No.
Better
Nope.
question. No.
Nope. I believe ashes to ashes, dust to dust. I think you die. That's the end of you. From earth we rose, from earth we shall return.
Well, you're quoting the Bible, but yet you're saying that you don't believe.
Yeah. You don't think I read it? Oh, I read that sucker 3-4 times back to back. I was looking for loopholes.
Mike, do you believe in UFOs?
No. Do
Ghosts?
I believe in UFOs. Do I think they've been here? Not quite. I think there's a highly more probability that there are aliens somewhere out there in the vast galaxies, because just science will tell you, than there are of being something in a forest that we haven't found.
I understand. So you don't believe you believe in ghosts?
No.
Okay.
There's an easy way to tell, like if you got a ghost in your house.
Well, if you
fucking know.
don't believe, then it wouldn't matter, right?
Yeah.
Right. So
Yeah.
it's
Well,
just, it's
I know
just
you've never had a paranormal experience, and
Nope.
yeah, so you are the complete skeptic.
how old are you?
43.
Okay.
oh yeah, that explains it.
Oh yeah, I've been on every continent, been around the world. Oh, that explains it. He's 43.
Well, at 43, Michael, if you don't think that there's a path laid out for us, that
So you think
sort
there was
of
a path laid out for you? So that means you don't believe in free will?
no.
Wait,
There's
wait.
there's
What?
it goes back to should I turn left or should I turn right, Michael? Right?
Yeah,
There
but
is a
that
path
whole
laid
should I
out for
turn
us.
left instead of right in the grocery store makes no sense to me, because that's, you control your brain, and then your brain says, oh, okay, you want to do a right hand turn? This is what we got to fire to do that right hand turn. It ain't your brain going down the aisle going, we're going right, we're going right, we're going right, we're going right. Not unless you know the Alfredo sauce is to the right. You've never walked down an aisle someplace and we got to turn left up here and you went right.
You've obviously never walked into a 7-Eleven stoned.
I got married one time and I went straight when my brain said turn left, turn left. So I do know what you mean.
Yeah, but he's never done any kind of drug or anything like that.
Well, it just surprises me. It surprises me that you've been a worldly life, and it sounds to me that you've got lots of questions that haven't ever been answered for you, and I have empathy for that.
I appreciate it. I don't. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, good to meet all
Despite all
y'all.
that, we keep them around.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean,
He's
at
got
the end of the day,
All
Mike,
my worldly life was put to use at taxpayer dollars, traveling with the Marines. Other than that, like my dad was Navy, so growing up we bounced around a lot.
Yeah.
So, and then we ended up settling back in North Dakota at the family farm he grew up on. His grandparents grew up on. His great. Continue it back.
Well, that's cool.
no, that's awesome for you serving. I really appreciate that, Mike. I do. I really do. I'm not even from your country, but I understand what you stand for, and that's an awesome thing for me. Anyway, I feel like my family served. I didn't. Not that I wanted a chance to, but if it happened, I definitely would. I believe in my heart I would, and it just. I think you need a hug, pal.
Don't hug me.
Well, it's not sexual.
He's gonna non-homosexually hug you through the screen, bro.
I don't.
That's what he's gonna do. Well, I know what time it
I
is.
barely let my wife hug me.
Yeah. I like you. I think you're a good guy. I think that you've got lots to. I'm definitely going to check your channel out. I didn't know that you had a channel, boss, but now I'm going to check it out.
It's not that I don't let my wife hug me because I don't like to be hugged. No, I'm afraid of that woman. Fuck that. There's a bearskin rug in our freaking bedroom back there. It ain't dead. It's just freaking playing that way.
That's probably the wisest thing you said tonight.
On that note.
Yeah. All right.
Won't hit the 2 hours mark. He's like, yeah, I've heard enough of this.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, Mug.
I have nowhere to be, dude. I mean,
Hey, Mug, I appreciate you letting me on again tonight. I hope that I can jump on again just like this as the days tick by and the bullshit keeps happening in my life. And I appreciate everybody that came on, even the skeptics, Mike. I appreciate that. It was nice to meet you, Ben. That's awesome.
You too,
And I
buddy.
hope Stevie takes a couple of migraine pills and as WTF Mike says, get some WD-40.
Yeah.
it
Oil
was
it.
it was good to have you on, man. It was, hey, you got a lot to get off your chest, obviously.
Yeah.
And
You
Good night,
started
Jay.
it.
Yeah, they fucking
I
you over.
did. That was me. I had to open my mouth
Yeah,
You know,
you had
Mike,
to do it.
from the get
You
go.
know, Haywood, that picture.
But you know what?
Well,
Apparently I asked the right question. Or
Yes,
depending on
you
where
asked the right
watch.
question. Maybe you should be at the White House briefings, boss.
No, thank you.
Anyway, you guys have a great night. I
You too,
appreciate
buddy.
coming on. I'll
Shane,
try
good
to
to see
jump
you,
on
man.
again as my life permits. But you guys have a great night. And WTF, I'm going to check your channel out, boss.
no problem, man. Hopefully,
Okay, you guys have a good night. Nice to meet you, Ben.
Take
You
care,
too,
buddy.
buddy.
Take care, Shane. Later.
Yep.
see you, Shane. Good to meet you.
Yep.
Have a good
Thank
night,
you.
Shane.
Wow.
So I'm gonna step up. What's
Hey,
going on, man?
If you guys want to hang, you can hang. I'm saying I got no place to be.
Man, I'm good. I'm good. I don't have no place to be either.
Me neither. We
I know.
finished corn
And
harvest.
Michael, we haven't heard from Michael much.
I know. He's been
Yeah.
He's been staring at that 8-ball picture that he's got up there. It looks like an 8-ball, even though it's supposed to be a moon.
Shane,
It
thank you so
does,
much.
huh? It really does.
I mean, you could have got it in the center, for Christ's
No, not with my camera skills. I couldn't.
sake.
Hey, what's mine? Wait a minute. Mine's a moon, I think, too, isn't it?
Man, so the moon got a little bitty
Yeah, a little shadow or whatever on the edge.
right on the top.
That's
What?
it.
What state are you in, Mike?
North Carolina.
And he's in Louisiana. Okay, that explains kind of why you guys both seen it.
Right.
What are you talking about?
I'm in North Dakota. I didn't see it. I can see the moon right there out the freaking window, out the door.
That's because you on the other side of it. Yeah, you didn't see the shadow from the backside.
I am.
I gotta say hi to some people and apologize to a lot of people that I didn't get. I wasn't ignoring you guys.
All right, let me lead on the apologies. Anything WTF Mike says on this show is not here or thereby supported by this show or Mogs or CB. Or the
No, I just haven't said hi to a lot of people.
Oh.
Yeah.
And Miss Dill, good to see you. Thank you.
Hell yeah.
Doing what you're doing, because you do it so well.
Miss Dell does it so well.
Yes, she does.
Hey, well,
Mr. Fred,
Mr.
good to see you. Jay.
That's
Mr.
Mike.
Fritz.
Elton, what's
Jay.
up?
Yeah, let me see.
Audio, I saw you out there
interrupt.
earlier. If you're still around. And anybody else I missed, I apologize, guys.
Hey, Miss Deal. Hey, we ought to look at that point. Miss Deal said she's having a little bit of problems there.
What's wrong, Miss Deal?
She's having things that go bump in the night.
Come on and show Miss Deal.
A prospector. Nothing has ever happened to me. I know it's real, but you start questioning yourself. Hold on, I'm just trying.
Oh,
I didn't mean anything by that, Mose. I don't mean to interrupt, but I was just hoping that maybe, maybe that would bring some attention. Yeah, I was just hoping to bring some attention to that for Miss Deal. Maybe she could get somebody to possibly help her out or whatever, Just saying.
While we reading and stuff. Hey, Mike.
Yeah.
What do you think? There's some kind of
me?
you?
Oh, yeah.
You think there's a deficiency with somebody who believes in these kind of things?
Nope. No,
Do you
I fully
believe?
believe that you can believe in what you think you're seeing.
What you mean? What
It
you think
happens
you
all the
think?
time. It happens all the time.
What
I mean,
about if you?
without,
What about if you really see it?
well, yeah, but see, that's where it becomes the three variations of the truth, right?
All right. But if
So
you see it,
you have your truth, you have
yeah,
my truth, and then you have the actual happening.
absolutely.
So I can believe that you believe what you've seen
All
without
right.
actually believing in what you've seen, right?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. We're on the same page.
Yeah.
You know, and it works the same way, and it's a weird thing with like a lot of these, and it works the same thing with like religion. You can believe in that part that you want, and it doesn't mean that I have to, you know, but I'm not going to tell you can't believe in it and there's something wrong with you.
Yeah, you're right.
Well, yeah, because I mean, even between the different uh religions, you know, I mean, I think there's, I mean, basically the same, but a little different beliefs in each one, you know. And
Depends on which extreme you want to go to. But yeah.
right.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I mean, think about
It's
what's the
all
difference
based on
between
a higher power.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I
Yeah.
agree with that.
Given
You know,
the right situations and given the right things, and if you see something and your brain is made to make up facts, it does it all the time. And
Okay.
you'll see faces and things. It's why you can look at clouds and see shapes.
Yeah, but
It's why
nobody
you can
believes
look
that.
at
Nobody really believes that whatever shape they looking at is what they, actually their brain is telling them it is.
turn that to midnight in a low light situation in a swamp in Louisiana, and then all of a sudden it becomes something
I
else.
haven't. I haven't had a visual sighting, and there's no clouds on the ground in Louisiana anyway.
Well, yeah, I'm not saying it's a cloud, but it's the same thing. Your brain does it even within through trees. Your brain makes up things it recognizes in anything. There's a
Yeah,
word for it, and I can't pick it off at the top of my head. I know what it is.
like what Mose just said it.
What's that?
Pareidolia.
Yeah,
Pareidolia.
yeah. Your brain does it all the time,
Yeah,
and you
it
don't even
does.
realize it.
But not
It's
everything
why-
is pareidolia.
It's why you
No.
don't see your nose, even though if you want to, you can look and see your nose. But your brain fills in that area,
Yeah,
you know.
dude.
And so to make it like simple as it can be, in a lot of these sightings, like if you're going to say that I can't be a skeptic because I don't believe that you said it's a lie, or I'm calling you a liar. No, I'm not calling you a liar.
Absolutely.
okay.
I
Here's my
believe
thing.
you've seen it. I just don't believe in it.
Yeah.
Do you believe that it is impossible for this to exist? Now, I mean,
Yeah.
to me, you believe it's
Question.
impossible.
I do believe it's impossible for it to exist. We have
Why?
covered way too much of this land with people. We've mapped every part of it. We have so many drones now and cell phones and commercial like residential drones. Me and you can go fly them. I got one that's got IR on it. I can fly the thing all over and see any heat signature across the ground I want. I use
That's
it
a good
to find my
point.
cows when they get out at night.
Yeah, good point.
These things are all over the place. Not a one video.
Good point.
Well, I will say this: you have a lot of people that believe the same way you do, Mike, and you know they're all welcome to feel that way or believe that. Yeah, and we can all have difference of opinions and still
Yeah.
get along.
Absolutely.
Done respectfully, we can. A lot of people carry it to the disrespect part.
I'm never gonna come up here and just be like, you guys are.
Oh, I know that, dude. You're a great example of what a skeptic should be
Yeah,
if they have
that's
to.
true.
I'll use I'm a civil engineer, so I
Yeah.
took years of applied science. So I used my applied science, and I put logic to some of it, and that's like when me and Pat Bond got in our little thing. I was using that, and you put a little science to it, and then it suddenly starts to break apart, and then it becomes a thing. But A
Yeah.
lot of people. That's called arguing from a point of authority, though. If you guys don't believe in the authority that taught me it, then it makes no difference at all.
Mm, there you go.
Exactly.
Have no bearing on your life whatsoever, and that's the way I
Miss
look at
Miss
a lot.
Still is saying, she says, I don't hallucinate or hear things. Within a month, some real crap is happening. It's not my mind playing tricks on me. So
Come
I just
I
on.
am not
share
going to
with
answer that.
Come on the show, Miss Dill. I mean, we can
Well,
talk
I
about
didn't
it.
hear the happening. I tried to scroll up and read the happening. I didn't.
I didn't. Yeah, I'm
Yeah, I don't know.
behind in chat.
Yeah, I can't
I've been
even look
reading
at
it as she
chat.
goes, but she just said she'll put an email out there if anybody wanted to know. So I didn't figure she'd put the actual happening in. But I would love to hear the actual happening.
I'm willing to know. You know what? So I started believing stuff because my grandmother's house was haunted. Uh, my mom and dad saw a UFO, and I saw one of my best friends when I was younger. We were playing with a Ouija board and shit,
Mm-hmm.
and then he spoke in a different language, and he turned into a different person. So that's what makes me believe. I have never seen Bigfoot, but I believe that things are out there that we can't explain and
Yeah.
that we don't really know about. So that's my whole thing. But I mean, this guy that I've seen get, I mean, quasi possessed, maybe half ass possessed. I don't know. It wasn't him. And I saw that with my own two eyes. I'd love to know what Miss Dill saw.
Yeah. See, like the problems where I have with that, and you start breaking it down, like the Ouija board was famatized in the 70s, released as a game in 89.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't
Yeah.
it wasn't existing before like 1970.
Okay.
You know, so there's where I have that thing with this. Like, how did this thing that became a game made by the movie suddenly be able to like call forward demons and possess people?
I don't know, but I've seen it with my own two eyes.
I think
I really don't know.
well,
this
what
goes
gets
back
me
to
is
intent.
how could anybody make a game from something? I mean, that is.
Come on,
I
really?
mean, how could you make a
Really?
game
Money.
from
I can
something?
tell you, you start paying me the money for every Ouija board sold. I can tell you exactly
Absolutely.
why they did it.
Yeah,
I mean, but
absolutely.
there was spiritual stuff behind it before this game was made, and I don't understand.
Because you wouldn't have bought it if there wasn't. Everybody probably owned it.
I agree with you on that part from
What do you
that perspective.
'Cause if they
But I
would have
mean,
like, put it out and been like, this thing will toast your apple pies perfectly. Like everybody been like, you're full of shit. I ain't buying that.
Yeah, but there's been all kind of divination, like going back to forever, and this is just the latest form of it. Now there's like spirit boxes and or what they call it, ghost boxes.
Yeah. I
Ovilus,
love those.
the
Are
Yeah,
obelisk.
whatever that is. I don't
I
know.
love the people that have. They don't even buy the actual spirit box. I love the people that take the app on their phone
the
and
app.
have it.
Right.
And it just starts yelling off random words. Oh,
It's
these are my
like your
favorite.
phone has Tourette's.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was, and I don't like the ones that they pick up part of the radio frequencies that are picking up what people are actually saying. And, it goes back to the thing you said
Yeah.
about your mind, because you could think you heard and they said half a word. You know what I
Audio
mean?
pareidolia.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm, I get
So
it.
Audio.
Yeah,
Audio.
that's true.
Yeah, it does happen because you can
Not-
say it and you can hear a word off of it.
and that's where we get back to ghosts. Mike, you said you didn't believe in ghosts, but if you
No.
believe in science and you believe in energy, I mean, that's what I think the scientific form of a ghost is
Yeah.
eternal energy or
Well,
whatever. That's
So
just
then
belief.
you think then that the 43 grams you lose when you die is your soul leaving or staying?
I
It's
can't
what?
say that for sure.
Was it
I don't.
43? I thought it was like 20. 3,
But
or
I think that's physical, and I mean I think that energy has no weight. It might have a power, but I can't say a weight. I mean weigh a radio wave, or you know.
They have a
I
weight.
mean,
there,
right, right.
So
It's like they
there
say
were a
energy.
few studies done, as far as the weight of the soul.
so yeah. Yeah, I don't
Uh,
remember if it was 43 or
yeah,
27 or
you know,
last one I remember reading was 43 grams is what the soul weighed. But
Yeah, I would
But
laugh at that too.
I hate to say that, but somebody came up with that, so they're
well, yeah, they
uh,
put a
well, they
person that
put
was
a
about to
dying
die on
person
the
on
weight
a
on the
scale.
scale. Yeah. And
Yeah,
as they perished, they got 43 grams lighter.
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
yeah.
or
I
whatever
don't
it
know
was.
about any of that bullshit, bro. I'm just telling you what I know,
Yeah.
what I've seen,
Mm-hmm.
and that makes me believe stuff.
Yeah, I'll never argue with you on the fact of what you've seen with your eyes.
Yeah,
Do I think you've seen something? Yeah. Do I believe in what you've seen? No. Can I
that's
argue the
fine.
fact of what you've seen? Yeah.
Everything that I've ever experienced was paranormal. Um, I've seen some orbs, but
I meant to ask that
I
guy
had
that.
witnesses when like all the paranormal shit that happened. There were people that like, except
Yeah,
except for the one orb or both orb things, but um, when these things happened, there were people there that can tell the same story,
Mm-hmm.
and um, so that's how I kind of approached this whole subject, because I figured, well, if I believe, or I have a good idea about, the paranormal, that this shit exists, why wouldn't I give flesh and blood a chance as far as Bigfoot? Because, and I'm still a skeptic, dude. Trust me.
Yeah.
yeah.
I got to see it.
But how
I
are you
believe everybody.
equating orbs to paranormal, to the dead?
Well,
Well, the first time I saw one was I was living in a house where people were killed in the house.
Mm-hmm.
And I when I moved into the house, I took the master bedroom, just because it had a bathroom, its own bathroom. And I was the only one living there, but the owner would come up every once in a while, and they were staying there this weekend, and they brought their dog with them, and it was her parents that were killed in the house. I was in bed, in their bed, and
No,
I
you were in
hear
your
that-
bed.
huh?
You were in your bed.
There was formerly their bed.
You brought your own bed to the house, didn't you?
Nope.
Okay. All right.
They
That's what I was wondering.
The bed wasn't
Okay.
involved in the crime.
Nope, but all right.
So, and I have this thing: if I sleep in a new place or a new bed or new something, and it's new to me, there's a lot of energy stored in that shit. And I have some funky dreams, but I don't remember them. Anyway, so the dog, I'm laying there, and the dog, I'm sleeping. The dog comes in, and that wakes me up. I hear the dog. They brought their dog with it, and I hear the nails on the floor, and I say to the dog, "Tristy, knock it off." And she's to my left. If I'm laying in bed, she's to my left. The door is, in that direction. But to my right is the bathroom door. And as soon as I said, "Tristy, knock it off," from the bathroom, the door was open, comes this flash of electric blue, like if you arced two wires together.
Yeah.
That blue.
Plasma blue. Yep.
Yes. And then all of a sudden, this blue ball comes out of the bathroom, turns, goes in front of the bed, and then just fades out. I saw it. I was like, okay. And I went back to sleep.
Did Tristy react to it?
She like walked out.
Oh, she was gone. Okay.
But it was like I heard her. I don't know, but because when I looked, she wasn't there. But I heard her. So I like my eyes weren't even open yet. When I first heard her, I was like, what the hell? And I heard her, and that's when I said, just as I started to speak, I opened my eyes and said, Tristy, knock it off. And I didn't look to that side because the flash of light was coming from the right. So, I was like, what the hell is that? And then the ball came out and just disappeared.
So with the orbs, a lot of them almost everyone seems to be intelligently controlled. It's not like a random thing. So they can move like, it's not just like you see
like
in
a balloon in the wind.
stationary orb. Yeah. It's not like they're stationary.
Well,
Yeah,
when I was in,
but to equate a ball of energy and light to a dead soul is something completely entirely different than
given the circumstances of the house.
Yeah. That's how you made the equation. I figured that
possible.
Yeah. I figured out how you made the equation, the jump from the ball of light to being an entity.
Dude, it's kind of like Occam's razor, right?
You would, I was already.
The simplest explanation is usually the best.
Like,
yeah, but are you gonna lay there in bed, go like the simplest explanation for this ball of light going across the room? Got to be that dead people that just died.
I mean, why wouldn't it be
the first thing that goes in your brain?
Where else would I go with it?
If you didn't know people had died in the house, would your brain would have went there right away?
Well, as I was just saying, I was already into the subject of afterlife and before I even moved into the place.
And I mean, if that's the case, they could have just been mad at you then for laying in their bed jacking off. It was.
Could be.
But in the same house, I was down in the den watching TV, and off to the right, I've told this before, was the living room, and there wasn't any furniture in there. There's some boxes or whatever, but something made me go to that door, to that entranceway to the living room, and I stood there, and I looked around, and all of a sudden, I got afraid. I got really scared. Like it was like this primal fear, and there was nothing there, dude. And I mean, I got so scared that I got pissed off, and I just started yelling, "Come on, motherfucker!" Whatever was in that room, I called it out, and I stepped out of the room, and it just subsided, and that whole feeling went away, and I was like, "What the fuck was that?"
Did you walk back in again?
No, not immediately.
Oh, yeah.
I just stepped back and let that just calm down, and it was bizarre.
So, Mike, you just think, in your opinion, like it's just like life is just straight up you born, and then you die, and then that's all there is?
Yeah. Did you think there was a magical reason behind it? Like,
I don't know.
You know what
I
happens
don't know.
like when you get together and do unprotected sex, right?
I sure do.
So you think there was some kind of magical thing that happened then that?
No, it's biology. You're right.
Okay.
It's biology.
Okay.
So
like the making of the life wasn't a magical thing, but all of a sudden, like the dying of the life has to be a magical thing. Like there's something that has to happen to that.
mean, no, I mean, but
Oh, but this gets
you
into
think
the
that we
whole.
know?
Do
You
you
think that
think
we
we have a
know?
soul?
You don't. He don't believe we have a soul.
Do
You
I
believe in a
believe we have
soul?
a soul?
No,
Yes.
you don't.
No, not quite the way you guys are thinking. No.
So you think that we just uh have come to the compendium of infinite wisdom and we just know everything and all it is just us.
So you no, I don't think all it is just us. I already explained that there's a higher probability that there's actually advanced life
You
out
said
there out
that
in the
earlier.
universe.
Aliens everywhere else, but there's
Yeah.
no way that we're in contact with them, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
If they have the technology to travel space and time that quickly and they showed up here and all they did is anal probe some hillbilly in South Dakota, it's no, I don't buy it. Next time
Hey,
you're on one of these ships,
We're
take
some
anything.
backwoods planet.
Yeah. Take
Well,
anything.
yeah.
Pick anything up off of that ship. It's going to be out of this world to any scientist, any person that studies this thing. It doesn't matter what it is. If they got an ashtray, take it.
Could be
Yeah.
the urinal.
Yeah.
Man, I think
So like the technology
I'm
just
just
for you
saying,
to
it needs to
travel
be
through
so more
space and time
advanced.
and still live the whole distance. And they got here and all they did is want to anal probe somebody. No, I don't believe it for a second. Or they made some circles in a field somewhere. No, just to be like, oh hey, I was here, guys, and then take off.
Miss Dill, if you want to talk, get in touch with me, please.
So no, I don't believe in that.
Be safe.
okay.
And then as far as the soul goes, I believe you have a soul, but I don't think in it the way you do. Be like you can have an old soul, like born today, but your values are from the 50s. You got an old soul, kind of thing.
Okay.
I
You
believe in that.
You do?
What do you think? Where does that come from?
What do you mean, the old soul thing?
Yeah.
A lot of people think it was like past lives and stuff like that, but I don't much believe in it. I
We're
just
not
believe
talking
that
about a lot of
something in
people,
you,
bro.
like you just agree with more what you grow up with. So one of my we do cattle
Okay.
with them, but they live down the road. They're the Schlankers. One of their daughters is heavy into the 50s. She always tells me she was born in the wrong era. She has an old soul.
Yeah, I know somebody who tells me that shit too.
But she grew up literally like with the 50s classic, playing on vinyl, stuff like this. And it became a natural thing through her very young childhood, even though she has kids of her own now, that she had these thoughts of like the old 50s and she likes to dress that way. And she's that type of wife. And that's her own thing. I don't think, well, we can't do it that way. I was going to say, I don't think a child untouched would grow up with an old soul, but a child untouched won't grow up.
Have you ever heard of like children that can tell, like they explain who they were in their past lives to their parents?
Yeah, there was
And
a couple. There was even a couple of them that solved murders in their past lives.
I didn't know that.
They were killed. Yeah, there's a couple of them out there, and there's a whole stories and stuff wrote up on them.
What you think about that?
They were killed in their past lives, and they explained it all down to exact details and everything. And they went and actually, the person was arrested.
Yeah,
And
that
the body
happened.
was where they found it and everything. It's
Mr. Haywood, you still there?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm listening up tight to this. This is pretty interesting here.
But see, that wouldn't help you guys with your soul going to heaven, hell, that kind of thing. That would actually help more with the you
Reincarnation.
live. Yeah, reincarnation.
So you believe in reincarnation?
Hell no.
Okay. All right. All right.
I just.
But it's just one of the arguments against the other ones. And then you can also take like, some heaven arguments with soul goes to heaven. And there's a few of them well written out there, and you can use them against arguments against reincarnation. And if reincarnation ever happens, then nobody on this planet is an original copy.
Yeah, I got you.
Mhm.
I got you.
Huh.
Yep.
That's interesting.
I mean, you can stand on your 2 feet with your points.
You
There's
do all
something I
right
was
for a
gonna say.
dumbass from North Dakota.
I know, weird.
What you
There's
sure
more
about?
evidence. There's actually more evidence that you live in a video game than there is that you guys live of your own free will.
Really?
But if you live in the video game, you're either in the first version or you're in the last version.
Okay.
And the only reason you can prove that is because if you follow the video games that do it with lives and continue through it, we've already been starting to create electronic images of ourselves with AI. So
Yeah.
we're either in the last edition of it or we're in the first edition of it, and this was introduced. It's one of the two.
All right. So, video game for who?
God knows what. As far as you know, it's in some kid's computer that can actually see the fourth dimension, but
Dude, this is getting way too heavy for me, man. Fucking
well,
So
because
shit.
we're video games
you
like
live in three
characters.
dimensions, you're embedded in the fourth, but you can't see the fourth.
Yeah, I got you.
So there has to be an entity that can actually see the fourth, but is embedded in the fifth and sixth.
So you say entity. So you
Any kind
talking
of thing.
about a non-human existence, right?
No, it could be a human existence, just a
Really?
separate version of it, but where they see the fourth dimension and we don't.
What you
So,
mean different version?
but you believe there's
It would be considered string theory. So there's a whole this exact thing, but they can see the fourth dimension and we can't.
Yeah.
So and then just tied off of that one, that other entity can see the fifth dimension, but the people on that planet can't see it, and it goes on. It's all part of string theory. There's millions of the same thing happening, but just one tiny variant.
So you talking about like consecutive lifelines, right?
That's kind of how string theory works, but you don't see the consecutive lifeline.
Yeah, but you don't believe in the aspect of time, right?
No, I believe in the aspect of time. That's the fourth dimension. We don't see it.
Okay.
So you're embedded in three dimensions. Okay. So if you have a straight line and that's only your world, that's all you know is
Yeah.
that straight line. Okay. So,
Yeah.
but now you add this straight line. So now your whole world becomes a square.
Okay.
Okay.
So
But our
you think
third dimension is height. So if I tell you to meet me on 3rd and 3rd on the 7th floor,
Yeah.
how do you know what time?
Yeah. You're right.
Because you don't, because we're embedded in the fourth, but you don't see it. It's not something you can interact with. You can't see it vertically. You can't see it on a plane.
Yeah.
So,
So
you're embedded in three, or you're embedded in three. You're in three, embedded in fourth. Sorry.
So do you think that these consecutive existences can cross?
Yeah. Well, by string theory and mathematics, they say they can. That if you are something that can deal with the fourth, you can see into that fourth dimension. So as we sit here and screw around and say, meet me on 3rd and 3rd on the 7th, 4th at 3 p.m., if you can see that fourth dimension of time and see how it works, then yeah, you can do it.
So you think that you believe in deja vu?
That things happen twice, yeah, but I think it's more of it would be more of a relapse of something that had already happened.
Okay.
Oh, it's getting too heavy.
No. I mean, I don't know that it's always the feeling that you've been somewhere, or it's not necessarily that it has happened. It's just like there's a familiar.
Yeah, like a small glitch, like you've been there before.
But it's so familiar, it just stops you.
Yeah. Well, the way that works and the way it was explained to me when we did this,
Sharon Guy, good night. Thank you.
Like take a loaf of bread, and all the slices of the loaf of bread is your timeline.
Mm.
So you can take any part of that timeline. If you're in the fourth dimension, you can see it. You can open it up. You can manipulate it. You can put it right back together.
I got you.
And that's what in critical theory in college, that's the way they explain how it works. It could be completely wrong. I don't know.
Yeah, it could be, might not be. Who knows? We don't know.
But the problem with that is when you think of it then as a loaf of bread and that this is your timeline, you started here, you end here, you can't prove movement then. All motion stops to exist.
Joe Parker, so tell us what you know about Bigfoot, Michael Haywood.
They are tired of us.
Huh?
See, I knew somebody coming here to have to pull my string. That Mr.
Yeah, I
Parker.
want to know. I want to know what you know about it too, man.
Joe Parker, good to see you.
Nothing.
Hold on, Mike.
Nothing.
I'm going to need a beer for this. I want to hear it too.
I've never had any experience of any type.
You're not holding on, Michael.
Oh, okay. Beer up. Beer up.
Beer up. That's funny.
Mo,
I
thanks
I
for,
want you to see your name on the screen, Michael. I wanted to hear,
Hey, it is truly. This is really interesting. You know what I mean? Getting in depth about a lot of this stuff and just hearing other people's opinions. I don't have much to put in on it, but I like listening.
I want to go back real quick to what Shane had said about, he kept emphasizing about being pure
intuition, right?
And being pure at heart and
Oh
and I
yeah.
get that. I try to go into the woods, and before I go in, I put out my intent.
Okay.
What do you
I
mean you put
verbally
it out?
do it.
Oh, you verbally stand at the edge of the woods and be like, I'm not here to kill you fuckers.
A little quieter, but
Oh,
You verbally do.
I got a sensitive
I
microphone.
do.
That came
I
out
put my
louder than I was thinking it.
Yeah.
And the one time I did that on a property here in Florida, I was next to a river when I did it. And the next night, I had these two orbs come in over the trees, then into the trees below the canopy. They separated. One flew this way, one flew that way. But I watched one of them. I couldn't watch them both. And the one I watched was, I'd say, 60 feet up away, diagonally away from me. And it flew in, flashed 3 times, and disappeared. It wasn't a drone.
Alien.
It was just weird that I had put my intentions out there, and everything the night before, and that shows up.
So the next day you didn't do any intentions before you walked in the woods?
Not like I did the night before, because
Oh.
I didn't leave the property. I was there. I was camping and shit. I was doing.
Because you had already established your intentions.
Exactly. I didn't seem it necessary. It didn't seem necessary to do it twice.
I have never seen that kind of orb either, Gary. Not
A lot of people
orb.
have.
I've seen ball lightning.
What you mean ball?
Dude, when it first started
Ball
coming in, I
lightning
thought
is
it was a
Yeah, I've
drone.
never seen that.
Right.
I've never seen ball lightning.
Yeah,
mean-
ball lightning is an actual event.
So when did you see ball lightning?
Somalia 97.
Oh,
Yeah, it's possible on a different continent with different conditions, but I've never seen that shit.
Ball lightning is
Does
a
it
real
matter
thing.
where?
It's a real weather event.
I know it is, yeah.
You said downtown Detroit. You would have said the same thing.
Yeah.
hey,
Yeah.
how long after that? Like, this is gonna be a bad reference, Mike.
Oh.
But the Black Hawk Down incident or whatever that took place over there. How long
93.
after that took place were you there?
That
93
happened
Mo.
in 93. I was there
Okay.
in 97 for evacuation.
Yeah, okay.
So,
My cousin
when
was
we were-
over there immediately with the Marines. My cousin was over there immediately after that.
Yep. Yeah,
And,
we had a lot of them there immediately after it, and they were having a hell of a time. And then it took years later, we started doing evacuations on the it'd be the way south end of Mogadishu.
Right.
And then we stacked up Marines on that whole beachfront, and we kept getting pop shots taken at us. And then finally, we got clearance. Be like, whoever's shooting at you, just shoot back.
Oh, dude,
And
my cousin.
we leveled the south end of Mogadishu. Well, nobody shot at us again.
My cousin said that they could throw rocks to make Ernest T. Bass cry. So they could throw rocks like nobody's business, but that was the thing.
Yep.
As long as they were throwing rocks, they couldn't engage them.
Yep.
You know, had to be a firearm.
Yeah, that's when we were sitting on the beach and we were pulling everybody out, and they're coming past us. We were taking pop shot after pop shot. They were coming off them all across the south end of the city, and we returned fire and everything else. But somebody just did a few radio calls, and we leveled the whole south end of Mogadishu, and we never got shot at again. And all the Marines and all the UN people come out, and so that's the only reason we were there, anyways, because of the UN.
Right. All right, we're getting back to where we left off at.
Hey, Stats.
Throwing rocks, is that getting stoned? Yeah.
I guarantee you, one way or the other. But not all that stuff was interesting. Like, here's one thing I thought about here, like the people that talk about the black hole and stuff like that. If that is like,
in space,
a way to go back and repeat time, or like
it could be. It could be.
Right.
We literally don't know.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
The event horizon for you yourself going into a black hole would be a time warp on its own, because literally you would travel so fast, you'd be accelerated to 99.9% the speed of light so quickly. It's called spaghettification. It would pull you apart in strands of your DNA.
Damn it.
But you move so quickly ahead that your ankles would leave your neck behind. But it happens so quickly, and you're accelerated to the speed of light so fast. Once you hit the speed of light or close to, time travels slower for you. So you would literally watch Earth burn and every humanity die before you actually perished through the black hole.
Supposedly.
Supposedly, because of the speed you'd be traveling.
Well, see, that's what got me also. They were talking about, I don't know how you would word this, but the possibility or the thing being of a small black hole or something like that. And I was thinking, well, damn, it sounds like
holes. Yep.
Right.
Yeah, there was a huge scare that they would happen in the Great Hadron Colliders.
In CERN.
Yeah, CERN and the one in the States now.
What do they call them? Micro quantum singularities?
Yep. Yeah, micro black holes. And if you get enough of them close enough together, when they happen, when we fire photons at each other.
Right.
There's just something seems a little risky.
Yeah.
You're getting beyond my level of education.
Right.
Well, that happened to me about an hour ago.
I mean, we did it a little bit with applied science and stuff, but not like the way you're thinking. I'm not an astrophysicist. It's
Joe Parker says, yeah, Michael Haywood, ball lightning. That's what the Vietnamese guy's name was that was going to whip your
Michael Haywood's ass.
See, look at Mr. Parker.
Vietnamese name.
Hey, he stood up on the bank that day. That guy he's talking about, I had a little confrontation with this dude bank fishing when we were white bass fishing.
Yeah.
He was telling us to go to hell on.
A Vietnamese guy?
Yeah. He was making out like we got too close to the fish. The white bass were schooling on the surface.
Mm-hmm.
And then he whipped your ass?
No, hell no, he didn't. That's damn. He talked like he wanted to, but we kept fishing.
I don't know. Other than that, like ball lightning sounds like it'd be a great name for a prostitute. It was just.
Sounds like what you get. Bullhead ball lightning.
Go over and get ball lightning $100. You'll be all right in a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, shot a penicillin to cure up that ball lightning.
That burns when it pees, you think? That could be another name for it.
Damn right. No, that
He
burned
gave me
before
that
you
old
peed.
ball lightning.
Oh, lightning.
Sounds way cooler than the clap.
Hey,
Sure does.
Nobody would go get medicine for it if they named it something like ball lightning. What do you got, ball lightning?
yeah.
Ball lightning.
Anytime I pee, it feels like there's thunderbolts coming out my penis.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Ball
Well,
lightning
gentlemen,
gonna really want to drive you wild.
I
Ball
hate to
lightning,
be
ball,
rude,
ball.
No, we're
but I
gonna.
got to work in the morning
Yeah, Michael, we're gonna.
for the
we're gonna-
first time in a week and a half. I got to work in the morning,
Good for you.
That
and
about-
I'm glad to be going.
Yeah.
But I thoroughly enjoyed it.
It
Being
stopped raining.
sorry for your loss, brother.
Well, if you ever
Thank
run
you,
out of
bro.
work like
Thank
that,
you,
and you
man.
got a couple weeks off, you can come up and help combine.
All right. Hey, trust me, I'd rather do something like, well, I won't say rather, but I'm not above it.
I mean, it's North Dakota. You ain't gonna see much. It's all flat.
Yeah, but it'd be all new to me, and flat's okay as
Yep.
long as I hadn't seen it before.
Yep,
Mhm.
I know. And the great part is, if you ever want to figure out what's going on in the western part of the state, because I'm in the eastern kind of,
I'm up on top of a.
just get on the combine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
See
but
over
dude,
there.
you out there, I mean, hey,
I'd love to see that.
that would be something. I mean, like you got all kind of hunting opportunities and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Uh,
yeah. That's why
and
we're able to like take like 500-yard shots and stuff on deer up here.
right.
It's flat. You can watch your dog run away for 2 weeks before you got to be sad up here. It's
Ah, ah.
Wow. Yeah, well, I'm with Michael Haywood. I'm about to go.
Yeah.
Hey.
Good to see you, Michael.
Folks, hey, good to see you too,
Good to
Ben.
see you,
Sorry
Ed.
for your loss,
Good to see you,
brother.
Ben.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother.
Take care.
Absolutely. Our prayers are with you, man.
Yeah. Godspeed, man.
So what the fuck, Mike? I'm
Yeah.
glad to meet you, bro.
It was my pleasure meeting you. Thank you.
We gotta talk some more.
We'll
Yeah.
do this again, huh?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
there's a show coming in like a day and a half.
I heard that.
Possibly be there. So Mose, thank you for extending your show, brother.
Absolutely.
Thank you for having me on.
My pleasure.
Keep on being a great dude, bro.
Hang in there, all right?
Yeah, man. I'm all right.
All right.
Yep.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, you got another show to do Thursday.
All right, man. I didn't mean to cut you off that quick.
That's cool. You have a good night, man.
All right.
Take
dude.
care, Ben. Later, brother.
Yeah, they told me before the show that
Mose, Michael works on a fishing boat. Master battery he is.
Mm-mm. See,
he screwed it up. Thank you.
Well,
Thank you for autocorrect.
yeah, cut that damn spell check off and you get
That's what it
somewhere.
was. The spell check just
Oh, Master battery is. Oh, I see. it on
There
the-
we go. There we go.
see.
That's
There, I
not
see the
true. I'm
beta.
left-handed. Left-handed people can't do that.
Well, I got a couple of girlfriends that can prove you wrong.
Oh,
One of them you would think was Sasquatch if you ever seen her. Her name was
Oh,
Andy. All her
Lord.
friends called her Moose. It was I miss her. It was,
All right. It's that time.
all right.
But
Hey.
thanks, guys.
Have a
It
lovely
was-
evening, Mogs. Mike, good to see you.
man, good to see you too,
Always.
Mike.
Always
Mose, I'll
good to
be
see you.
hollering at you tomorrow. Hey, we'll get back together and do this again real soon, gentlemen, if that's all right by you, Mose.
Oh
Absolutely.
yeah, we'll be in the
Stevie.
chat at least creating harassment from there. So
Damn right.
yeah.
Hey, we're gonna have to get on here and prove that you're an asshole one night, Mike.
Oh no, I don't need to like work at that.
Oh, wait, I got a couple seconds. Hold on. Go ahead.
Oh Lord. Hey, I hope Stevie gets to feeling better, and I appreciate Shane coming on and giving us all his updates and everything about him.
Yeah.
That was interesting. Just everybody that came on, you know. I enjoyed it.
I have a
Good
whole
time.
audio clip from the last time me and Stevie B were talking behind streams. It was,
Daddy.
I mean, that was. That's not
Hey.
what happened. It was something different. It was weird.
Please don't fuck me in the ass.
There we go. There we go. I knew it wouldn't be long.
You're lucky she's not here.
I was hoping
Hey.
she was listening on her phone.
She'll kick your ass.
I was hoping she was listening on her phone. I was going to hear something from like a back room. You son of a bitch.
Hey, gentlemen, y'all take care.
I tell
Hey.
you, find that leg of yours I had you ain't.
Michael,
Hey.
good night. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Deal.
Later on, Mike.
Yep. Later, Michael. See you, Mogs. You have a good evening. See you, Stevie. If you're
Take care,
listening,
Mike.
you have a good evening, guys.
Thanks, man. Wow, guys, that was an interesting night. I felt I owed you at least an hour of those guys. But everybody, Shane, thanks for hanging out for so long, and we'll talk again. Absolutely. Everybody that came on, it was great. I had fun. Ben, prayers, hang in there. Mr. Parker, you take care of yourself. Good to see you. Tell the missus I said hi. I'm looking forward to her cooking. You guys are going to Alabama, right? I mean, I've had Pat's cooking, but that's why I look forward to it. Oh, it just got quiet. The air conditioner cut off. Oh, timing. All right, guys. You guys have an amazing night. We will be back on Thursday. Yeah, today is Tuesday. Thursday, same time. If you guys had a good time tonight, hit that like button. Also, share and subscribe if you're new. All right, guys. You guys have an amazing night. And take care of yourselves. Take care of one another. Love you guys. Peace and God bless.